any quality of life feature since launching it, so I'm not surprised actually.
What up, a
Hey,
pepperoni?
you can turn the music off.
Turn the TV off.
Turn these nuts
What?
off.
All right. Are we ready?
Oh, we ready. Our body is indeed Reggie.
Welcome to the Blue Reviews Podcast, episode number 284. I'm Adrian. That's David. That's Kels. Babyface
yeah.
David over there.
Hell yeah.
Rest in peace.
Pepperoni and cheese.
Yes. This is our video game podcast. We go live on Tuesdays at youtube.com/@BlueRubies. We talk about video games. We talk about a lot of other stuff, though. We'll see how this goes.
Like Bug Snacks.
Nope, not happening.
Talking about Bug Snacks.
Oh, shit. When will it be Bug Snacks time?
Honestly, thought y'all were going to wait till tomorrow to stream since the State of Play is happening. I've not cared about State of Play in like 3 years. And I don't really think we used to a lot more like pause for a podcast to wait it out. I think we're too busy now.
Yeah, it's kind of just one of those things that like we don't get like major pop-off things anymore. Anything that's going to be a major pop-off thing is usually a standalone, like, hey, by the way, this is dropping.
Right.
I feel like State of Plays, Directs, Xbox showcases, they've stopped being like these big, massive things, and they're just like, hey, as a reminder.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, especially being those people that like grew up on the big E3 reveals and shit like that. You kind of expect more, but now you kind of have to tone that down. So it's like, yeah, we'll do like 2 or 3 State of Plays, and they'll all be mid.
Yeah, like an E3. Going back to that, hell yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait until Wednesday.
At least be 1 or 2. Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
I miss E3. Like, I get that it's kind of nice to have a consistency just throughout the year. Like we get like some banger news throughout the year, but there's something special about that 1 week, where it's like I'm gonna just like sit on my ass for 2 or 3 days. And there's gonna be some fucking hype shit happening. Just middle of summer too. So especially when I had like my teacher jobs, I'm like, oh dude, this is amazing. It's good times. But now it's like, all right, just whenever they drip feed us, which financially makes sense. But man, I miss those conferences specifically. Like the conferences, good times. I think they're not nearly as good as I say. You go back, they're like some of these are trash. A lot of these games turned out to be ass. But they were fun though. It was
or just never happened.
Yeah. David, what you been up to this week?
Fucking there was funeral shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, played some Vigia.
Okay.
That's about it. I just existed.
Kels?
It's been main.
Yeah, I've been kind of existing too. Watched a few shows, played a few Vigia,
Nice.
Watched a bowl.
You watched a bowl?
Yeah, a big super one.
Oh, what the fuck? Can you give me the TLDR? What the fuck this halftime drama is? I saw some people at work talking about. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I was waiting for you to ask.
Drama. There's just people being stupid.
So Kendrick played Super Bowl. For context, Kendrick played also as a guest for Dr. Dre and crew like 3 years ago. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. And so he came out there and I think it got the set list got leaked a couple days in advance, but to most people's surprise, it was mostly his new album that he played off of, a new album plus Drake disses. But he had a very media literacy is dead in America, but he had a very obvious story going on through it, which is what Kendrick Lamar is just kind of known for. He'll just story tell through music. So I had Samuel L. Jackson there as Uncle Sam, and as Kendrick went through his songs, Uncle Sam was sort of like telling Kendrick what he's supposed to do, and Kendrick kind of like battling back with other music, right?
The shout out to Chirac too.
Yeah. And so he went through this thing and then had really really funny shout outs to Drake in there at certain parts. Kel's obviously, I'm sure you watched it obviously. Dude, I lost it during the middle part where he's teasing Not Like Us. There's a part, David. So I don't know if you knew, Drake's suing people for defamation from Not Like Us. Not suing Kendrick Lamar specifically. He's suing the label.
They're saying that they like botted listens. They said that they like paid people to listen to it, and like
no, he's not suing on the grounds that it's defamation. He's suing on the grounds of. Well, then he should be suing Kendrick as well.
No, he's not doing that.
Yeah, so I suspect that's gonna get thrown right the fuck out for that part.
Yeah, so his big ploy is trying to say that UMG and Spotify are botting listens and twisted narrative, and they're promoting a song that was defamatory towards Drake. Forget that earlier in the song he's like talking under AI Tupac saying, "Hey, tell everyone I like little girls." Kendrick is like, "All right." And Drake is like, "No, don't do that," which is like about what happened. And also, he's just bitch made now to everyone in the hip hop community because it's like, who the fuck sues over a diss track? Like, bro, like, bitch made, legitimately bitch made. But there was a part in the middle where he's with these backup dancers, and he's like, "Hey, ladies," and like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "I really want to play the song that everyone wants to hear."
And they kick in the beat in the background.
Yeah, he goes, "But he likes to sue." And they're like, "What song?" And then he plays like a quick like 1 second sample of "Not Like Us." He's like, "Let me think about it. I'll come back to that." And then at the end, he starts playing it, still kind of going with it. And again, media literacy is dead because a lot of people are like, "I don't get it." But he's literally just saying like 40 acres and a mule, which is, if you know American history, the slaves in the Civil War were promised 40 acres and a mule, which was taken back after the Lincoln assassination. And if that had actually gone through and the American government followed through with that, would have probably a lot of things would be very, very different nowadays. Like the wealth distribution would be vastly different right now.
Yeah.
So he said stuff like that. But dude, this is my favorite fucking moment. Was he was going through Not Like Us, and everyone's like, "All right." So people, the idea going into the Super Bowl was, is Kendrick allowed to play Not Like Us because of the lawsuit, right? Even though he won 5 Grammys a few days earlier, and they played the song while he's walking up to get the Grammys, and it still says the whole thing, like the pedophile part, and everyone in the Grammys is chanting A minor too with it. But everyone's like, is he gonna play at the Super Bowl, right? Because you got 100. They had 133.5 million people watching this, by the way. And they're asking, is he gonna play it? He plays it, and they're like, all right, what's he gonna censor out? What's he gonna say? But dude, he got to everyone's gonna say, is he gonna say his name? And David, I gotta show you. I gotta find you a clip of it eventually. But it's so funny, dude, because he
right into the camera, grinning. Hey, Drake.
Yeah, he's walking. Camera's following him. He's like singing, like, look at this, and then hey, Drake. And he smiles, looks right at the camera, just smiling, the biggest fucking smile. He's just staring at the camera. Hey, Drake. And meanwhile, Drake is actually in Australia right now with his own set of shows because he really can't handle being in America right now. Legitimately,
he's an Max win.
Yeah. And then so he did all that, and there was a cool motif with the whole thing being a game. So like the crowd in the background had like lights where it was saying like loading and game over and stuff like that. And it ended up with Kendrick just smiling again at the camera, and then just game over in the crowd. Everyone's like, all right, mic drop, we're done. GG's.
And like all the pieces, like the stage pieces, were the PlayStation symbols.
Oh. Right. And so the big controversy is shouts to white America not understanding it and saying it sucked.
Gotcha. Fucking white folks being white folks. Got it.
Yeah. And I don't want to like say
not understanding or just outright being racist. Oh, there's a black man on the stage.
Yeah. That's mostly what I'm addressing with that is this isn't real music. All right, bro.
There's not enough titty slips in this performance.
Right.
Dude, shout outs to Kendrick for because dude talks about how he runs 6 miles a day. And I'm like, you can tell.
Jesus Christ.
Because bro is like in a biker jacket and running around this entire field and rapping, and his breath control is phenomenal.
Dude, his chains are off the hook too.
Oh,
he had like 20 pounds worth of diamonds on him.
David,
Jesus Christ.
He had a lot of diamonds on, right? And guess what the main one was? It was a lowercase a for A minor.
I think it's also like the symbol for like his record imprint too.
Sure.
It's like a double entendre.
Yeah, dude, he's built with just every little thing he could on there. There's like so many Easter eggs, every single, and that's what I love about Kendrick is he's a great storyteller, and just like you can go back to, like, there's a reason why literary people can just like teach it. I would expect Sam Jackson to show up during that. Yeah, but I think it was a great touch.
Nah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam.
But yeah, there's your TLDR.
All right, appreciate it. Also, shouts to Trey Fitty in the chat.
So hold on a second. Actually, sorry, Cal, did you
Shout out to that Thunderbolts trailer too. That shit was dope.
Okay.
That made me a lot more hype for the movie.
So
way better than
oh shit, there's a Thunderbolts trailer.
Yeah.
So we talked about this a little bit last week, I think.
Did we?
I think it was recent. I actually have like a pretty strict rule about like not watching any more than one Marvel trailer because of just how much they just show everything. But I heard really good things about the Thunderbolts one.
Oh, did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I glanced at them once now. I just don't watch them again.
For sure.
Yeah.
Don't overanalyze it.
Yeah, and so I watched the Thunderbolts one, and I think it was a pretty solid one. And I think if they're following it really well, then I think it's gonna solid. I think it's good, and I think I agree with Kel's Taskmaster's getting smoked.
Oh, dude, she's the first one getting turned into a fucking shadow on the ground.
Easy, because they have her posted like advertised everywhere and nowhere in the trailer.
Yeah. She's in like in all the shots that you see in every piece of marketing, and then after that, anything new, she's never in it with the rest of the team.
I don't know what the fuck it is with Taskmasters getting done dirty, but I'm tired of it.
Well, it's because this one's kind of shit, so everyone
hated this one.
Yeah, everyone's like, okay, they're just gonna kill this one off so that the his name's Tony Masters, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring actual Taskmaster in.
They want to reset this one.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, I gotta show this. So, David, I don't know if you knew because Leah got posted about this. This was on somewhere else. I gotta show you something I got this week. I impulse purchased this. I walked into the game shop. I saw this and I bought it right away, David.
Adrian, what'd you get today? Oh, it's a kitty cat.
Yeah, I heard about that. Look at that sweet little face.
Go ahead and meet Master Roshi.
Yeah, Leah's like, Lily just told me they got another cat. Like, what do you mean Lily just told you they got another cat?
So, legally, you can have up to 6 cats here.
How does it feel to basically be one step away from being a pet hoarder?
So, the cats, for the most part, are okay, except for 2. Juice and Hades are just fucking fighting it out, bro. They're fisticuffsing it. So I'm like, maybe a boy that can kind of distract Juice to play with might be a move. But yeah, I walked into the game shop to buy a couple GameCube things that I saw there. And my friend who's at the counter, she's just holding this cat is right there. I'm like, all right, hold on, let me just text her. Here's a picture of him. And I was like, how much can we have? She's like, we can have 6. I'm like, all right. The realistic answer was I talked to them because I adopted adoption agency. So I asked and I was like, all right, what's your situation on this? We have 5 cats. We integrated 2 of them. 2 are beefing, but we've been there for a month. Like, and the person I was talking to also has 6 cats. And she's like, well, it can go either way. I mean, you can either cause like it can bring peace or it can cause even more chaos. But they said you get 30 days. If 30 days if the cat's like just beefing it out with everything else to make it worse, and you bring the cat back. I'm like, all right, cool. I adopted him on that contingency, but Lily's already fallen in love with him, and he's met a lot of the family. So I'm like, well, I think he is gonna be a part of the family just from now. So I think that is he's a cute boy though. He's 1 year old. Just saw him meet Roshi, and I'm like, cool, Roshi's mine. and my friend who was there, she's like, I was gonna adopt him by the end of the day if no one else did, because he was in there for an hour. He literally got dropped up there, and an hour later I showed up there, and I was like, I was about to drive past the shop. I'm like, I should stop there right now, and then here I am with another cat. But now
it happens.
I really wanted a Void though, so we got a Void. So shout outs to Master Roshi. He's I feel so bad. He really wants to play. Like, some of the cats will stick their paws underneath there, and he plays, and he's really getting like cabin fever being stuck in this room.
Yeah.
Because he has zoomies, but he'll like run for like 4 feet and then stop and then turn around and not know what to do after that. I'm like, sorry, buddy. And he really wants to go out and hang out with the other cats, but I'm like, I don't think they're ready for you yet. Let's give it some time.
It's a lot of energy,
which is good for Juice. I think Juice really wants to play a lot more, and Tess is not a play person. Hayes is not a play person. Persephone is not a play person. Aries is a little stupid, but he can kind of play every once in a while. So maybe a 1-year-old boy would be something to tire Buddy out and leave the other cats alone for a little bit.
Yeah.
See, that's my argument to my wife as well. It's like it's weird though. It's my oldest one. She's the one that always wants to play, and then my other two just like not about it. So I'm like, hey, we need a puppy. Keep her young. She'll have fun. It's perfect.
Yeah. They really need to be matched like that, right? Like there needs to be some sort of like pairings of each that can run that. And I think because Juice is getting a little aggressive with things too. Like he's
Interesting.
He's not like that. And so I'm like, I think what's happening is that for a couple of years now. So now he's
We lost you there.
Yeah, they heard
check
me.
the stream. Okay, so it's still because the stream timed out on from what I was seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're good now.
All right, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's because he's lived 2 years with Tess, and Tess is not does not like playing. He doesn't know how to play with other cats now. So I think he might just not really know what to do with the other cats. So he'll like kind of play a little overly aggressive, and they're like, nope, he doesn't know really how to manage that. That's what my kind of non-behavioral guess is. So maybe a 1-year-old boy who's totally down to play and hang out would be good for Juice to do. Also, he's smaller, so maybe Juice will probably be a little more respectful towards him and not like territorial, right? Because he's more new than Juice. And also, I think what might also be happening is that her 3 cats obviously know the house really well. Tess is literally just staying in the bedroom. Unless I come out there or I'm somewhere else, she's like, I'm good in the bed. I'm an old lady. I'm chilling in the bedroom. I'm fine. Juice is the one that explores, and I'm thinking that maybe he might feel like a little bit of an outlier, so he feels like he might need to be a little more aggressive to like make his stake. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out because that's not the kind of cat he is, where he's overly aggressive like that. He does not do that. So I've been trying to figure out what, but I'm like, you know what? If we got room for another cat, and maybe this will work out. Who knows? And then worst case scenario, we're maxed out on cats now, so no more cats.
Yeah, we've gone back and forth on getting a 4th cat. Honestly, partially for kind of the same reason, because Juniper and Arrow will play, Arrow and Flint will play, but Arrow or Flint and Juniper do not really get along well. So it's like, well, maybe if there was another kind of newer buffer cat, it would be fine. And so we've honestly even we feed the outside animals. We have a little cat food bowl that we go ahead and throw out because we do get a lot of strays in our area. Unfortunately, especially this time of year, we feel bad them not having anything. And I specify animals because we've recently discovered we have pigeons now trying to steal the cat food. We got little fucking pigeon footprints, and we came home one day to pigeons just eating out of the cat food bowl. But we've contemplated that idea, honestly, for that reason of like, well, maybe if we got one that is new, that can kind of distract all of them from the chaos of each other, it'll flip the dynamic a little.
Yeah, so I'm like,
so let me know if that plan works.
Yeah, I mean, it's so contingent on the other cats. That's what the person on the phone was saying. She was like, it's really kind of a gamble, just depending on all the personalities meshed together. But I was like, a lot of pressure to put on 1-year-old Master Roshi to be like, you are the peace bringer of this house. You have been brought forward to unite 2 clans. But yeah, that was the most impulsive I've ever been. Like, I think I was kind of similar with Juice, but I was already kind of like contemplating another cat with Tess. But I was like, we're stuck with 5 for a while, and even Lily was like, yeah, she's like, I'm not getting another cat till one of her own, which are only 4 years old, passes, and like, well, then I guess I'll bring him then. Fuck it. So. New cat buddy to have hanging out there. He's let's see, you good? There he is. He's a little void in the corner right there.
No.
Go back because again he wants to keep hanging out with the other cats. So I'm like, they are not ready for you, buddy. Let's give it some time before you tackle that. But yeah, that's been my week.
Hell yeah.
Anything else? Yep. All right. Dave, what'd you get?
Hell yeah. I finally got my Black Order or my Black Friday shit.
My Black Order?
Yeah, my Black Order. No,
right,
finally got my Black Friday shit in. But before I get to that,
Black Friday shit. Hold on.
Yeah, remember I mentioned a couple of weeks back that I was still waiting on one of my Black Friday orders? It finally
Jesus.
arrived. But before I get to that, though, as usual, some cheap eBay finds. N Plus on the DS. Was
Oh,
excited to get that.
yeah.
And then an underrated gem on PS2, Wild Arms 3.
Nice. Yep.
David, they
Yo,
have Xenosaga Volume 4 at the game shop.
oh, how much? And does it have the bonus disc?
Yes, and like 275.
That's actually not a terrible price for
I
it, honestly.
If I didn't have stuff to pay for, I was gonna impulse that instead of the cat, but
Yeah, that's not a terrible price for it, honestly. I'm frustratingly missing the fourth entry or the third entry for Xenosaga and the fourth entry for Dot Hack,
here
which both go for stupid prices.
I know, and I really want to get it because it'd be so nice, but I don't know. In my head, I'm also like, I should put that if I'm gonna spend $300 on a game, I should just put that towards Cubivore at this point and
Yeah.
pat that out, especially since the looming possibility still exudes us.
Yeah, speaking of which, I heard back from my boss. He said he was dumb and the box was actually his old PS2 and Wii games.
Okay, so he still has GameCube somewhere.
Yeah, the GameCube games are still at his parents.
God.
But the box that he thought was his GameCube games was actually his Wii and PS2 games.
Are there gems in there? Speaking of PS2 stuff.
No. It was mostly like
I can
shovelware.
promise you he does
and-
not have Cubivore anyway, so I'm just gonna stop getting I'm gonna stop thinking about this.
You gotta stop getting your hopes up.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like
fair.
positive he is not.
All right. So now for the stuff that I got from Black Friday that finally fucking arrived. We have the collector's edition of Startup Company, which I've talked about this before, but I fucking love that PlayAsia does this. This is one of the items in the collector's edition, which is the
that's
little Switch container. All exclusive Switch games from PlayAsia come with these like little versions of the cases, and they are actual cases. You can
Oh,
actually
can
put
the
the
card in
case.
it?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's showing up shitty because my lighting is shitty,
Yeah, that's
but
dope.
yeah, they're actually usable little versions of the cases, and all their exclusives have it, and I fucking love it. And I want like a whole mini set of cases now.
That's dope. Just carry a game on a keychain.
Exactly. And then we got Fatal Frame, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. So now I'm only missing Fatal Frame 2, and I have every Fatal Frame game. Finally fucking got this SVC Chaos. Ender Lilies.
He's got the zoomies. He does not know where to run right now.
Poor thing. And then finally got this import as well. I was so excited to get this because it was the least way to give fucking limited run money for it. But the Clock Tower original remaster, the Asian release for that. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, Kels.
I am empty-handed. Nothing.
Hell yeah.
Nothing fun.
Man saving his money like a smart boy.
No, I'm just spending it on trading cards like a dumb
Hell
idiot.
yeah.
I feel like you guys could do a good trading card podcast and
It'd be
wrestling
fun.
podcast.
I certainly have a
I
fucking
don't watch wrestling.
he just has a lot of ancient knowledge.
Yeah.
I think doing like a
That algorithm.
but doing like we talked about that. I'm not doing it, David. Like that's a cool idea, but it's literally never gonna happen because I got way too much other stuff to do. But like going back to the ages of wrestling and watching these.
Sadly, that's an oversaturated market now.
Is it of people
Yeah,
of people
it's
like
super
but I mean I know there's people like that go back and rewatch things, but is there ever like our novelty would be someone that does not watch any of this at all whatsoever?
As someone that hasn't watched it before, no. But the idea of like going back and like
Yeah, that's there.
analyzing episode by episode. Wrestling Bios has a whole thing called Reliving the War that does that. What Culture Wrestling does that. Cultaholic does that. Wrestling with Andy does it.
I think it's a fun novelty, but I think that novelty can apply towards anything though too, where it's like, hey, here's someone
Yeah.
that's not gone through something. I always had that idea for a podcast too. We remember we did a test run of a podcast like that way back when, but
Yeah.
I listened to it, I was like, I gotta flesh this idea out more if I do it, but I still like the idea. I might do it eventually.
It's a neat idea. I think it could be executed differently. I've also had like a idea for like a more game showy kind of style podcast in my back pocket, but it's just a lot of work to get set up and finding a consistent crew for it's the hard part.
Sure. Cal's next week I will have some comic related stuff to show you
Oh hell
Ooh.
yeah!
Yeah,
I'll have to go pick up my shit too.
from my favorite comic book author. All right, I picked up these three. This devalues my GameCube collection a little bit because these are on the cheaper end. I know. How
Man's buying poor titles now.
right, but I got the trilogy of this, and I was like, yeah, you know what? As a trilogy, that's gonna look really nice on the shelf. So I got all the Splinter Cell games.
Nice.
So I went and got.
What made you
Cat.
want them for GameCube?
They just had them all there.
Oh, fair enough.
I had them all on Xbox, but I mean, if I'm going for this like this GameCube thing, just like on the shelf, you just see that. Like hell yeah, you know what I mean?
That would feel
That's
good.
fair. Yeah, I like them. The Xbox ones tend to hold their value a bit more, just because that's also what's used commonly to hack the Xbox.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you went for the GameCube just because they were cheaper. Or...
No, I mean there was like $12 to $15 each.
It's not terrible.
No. And again, pad the GameCube collection a little bit, and just having the full trilogy, knocking that out. Like I would not have bought it if it was just Chaos Theory. I would not have bought it if it was just like just the first and Chaos Theory. But having all three
It's the
right
fact
away,
that they're all
boom,
in a
boom,
row.
boom, done, cool.
Yeah.
Don't have to think about that ever again. So I walked out that game shop with the Splinter Cell trilogy on a GameCube and a cat.
Hell yeah.
Is what you go for.
Nice.
They had Ultimate Spider-Man last week, and I was gonna try to grab because that was like $35, but it got snagged right away.
Oh no.
Yeah, so next time.
I love that game. So
Yeah.
fun.
But yeah, I'm super.
Oh, we should add Spider-Man 2 to the list as well at some point.
Let's keep adding to it. At this point, just put our entire actual backlogs on there and just say fuck it. Whenever you knock out a game, you knock
I mean,
out a
that's
game.
kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah.
See, my only issue is people said Spider-Man 1 is better, and I don't want to ruin that taste in my mouth because Spider-Man 1 is very good.
It's fair.
Spider-Man 1's good, but it's not as good as Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 was a much better game.
I never played
We're
either of
talking
them.
about PS5, right?
Wait, you never
Oh.
played Spider-Man 2?
Wait, which one are we talking about? The PS5?
So I have
No,
played.
like
So you're
the
David's talking about the old ones.
okay.
You're talking about the new ones. I haven't played the old
Yeah.
ones.
okay.
Okay, yeah, no, I played the old ones.
Yeah, I did not play the old ones.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was playing
man.
the old ones.
Fucking
Maybe we'll put that on the list. Maybe we'll put that on the list. Anyway,
Yeah, no,
Those
two
were
is great.
fucking peak.
Yeah.
so is there anything else?
Web of Shadows is one, too.
What was it?
Web of Shadows is another.
Yeah, that one's an underrated gem.
I went ahead and contributed to the cause, so I bought a copy of GNX on vinyl, but that's in the other room.
Hell yeah.
But did you get that Halo vinyl collection?
Oh,
I'm thinking about it still.
yeah, I've been very much contemplating it.
I'm a little not great off because I'm finishing paying off you and I'm finishing paying off this MacBook. So I'm just knocking those things off before I go that because I have a feeling there won't be. It's been on pre-order forever, so I don't know.
They're probably not going to be limited.
I don't
Oh,
want to
yeah,
eat my words on that, but
I also I forgot to mention I got my tickets officially. So for Star Wars, they announced regional and sectorial qualifiers.
hell
It's
yeah.
like big
Ooh.
1,000, 2,000 plus attendance events. I got my ticket for one coming up in April, so your boy's gonna be attending that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, good shit. Best of luck, homie.
Win it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like a 2-day event, I think, and it's X2 goes to day 2, and then there's like another Swiss cut for it. But it's one of those big things. They're gonna have like a prize wall, all the side events and shit. So I got that shit coming up.
So-
Oh, it's Swiss elimination. Interesting.
Yeah.
Since I've been this is last week when I've been on this little like mini Yu-Gi-Oh kind of thing. YouTube algorithm is slowly shifting a little bit towards like
Yep.
here's the biggest cheater in Yu-Gi-Oh. Here's how this thing happened and
I've
this,
been getting
here
a bunch of that Lorcana shit.
yeah,
Hell
it
yeah.
just here's like one of the biggest beefs in Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck these cards do. It's like watching Yu-Gi-Oh game to me right now is like watching like a poker table, right? Where it's like
It really is.
and I'm like, I don't
It's-
know what the fuck,
Oh,
dude.
man.
I remember my buddy, this is like 7 or 8, 9 years ago, maybe. I still have my Yu-Gi-Oh deck somewhere. I gotta look for it, but he was just like for fun. He brought his, and he's like, "You want to just play and just fuck the rules, kind of just go with it." I'm like, "I guess." So I play. He just did like all this shit right away, like round one. I'm like, all right, well, here's Dark Magician. Yeah. So that was funny. But yeah, my YouTube algorithm is slowly shifting towards that, which has been kind of funny.
It's also amusing because I started getting recommended some of those as well, and one of my favorites that I got recommended was one that apparently Yu-Gi-Oh never used to have a deck limit, and they had an introduction for why they suddenly had to create a deck limit. Did you guys get recommended that one at any point?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Adrian, have you seen that
No.
one? I won't spoil it then. I do recommend watching it. It's fucking hilarious and is the type of malicious compliance I am all about.
It's so funny to see. What was the one? Like the one I saw that was memorable was I got through half it because it was like an hour and a half long. And I'm like, all right, I needed like a half an hour video. But I get why it was long. It was like, here's a history of all the banned cards and why they're banned. And it was just so funny because like he'll go, hey, this is why this is banned. Could it come back? Yeah, because the card that I'm about to say is a lot more fucked up. Here's this card that has that same effect but 3 times over, and you can get like 1,000 life points. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. These cards just fucking do everything now.
Well, that's the fascinating thing with Yu-Gi-Oh that I'll kind of give them credit for is like most TCGs do set rotations where it's like, okay, after a certain amount of time has passed, like whatever expansion was like oldest rotates out. Yu-Gi-Oh just like, fuck it, everything is legal unless we're like, no, it's too broken with whatever exists now.
And that's
Yeah.
that
So
is kind of
they
cool 'cause
have,
you
like-
you could run with your old cards that you had since you were a child and still keep going with it.
It's not
Well-
gonna do well, but you can.
Well, I mean, you can still do that in just alternate formats. Because, like, a lot of people are getting pissy about that in Star Wars because they announced their rotation after year 3. The first year is going to rotate out. So it's every 3 years, a year, the earliest year rotates out. And so a lot of people are just getting pissy about it. They're like, well, what about I can't play with my cards? But they're calling it eternal format. And there's also like a commander version that you can play.
God damn, that game hasn't been out that long and it's already got a fucking vintage style format.
This March will be 1 year. And then
Jesus Christ.
after 3 years is whenever the rotation happens.
I actually like the way that the Pokemon TCG does it. Apparently, they started going ahead and printing cards with letters on them.
Yep.
And that's the rotation block.
That's exactly how they're doing it with Star Wars too. The first rotation, this next set, because they're doing spoiler season for it, and
Yep.
everyone noticed. They're like, "Hey, what the fuck's that?" It's a little A at the bottom of the card,
Yep.
and
I
they came out and spilled the beans.
kind of like it because eventually it'll cycle back
Yeah.
around, and then even the old legacy shit will then be re-added back in. That's kind of
Exactly.
neat. I dig it, honestly.
For sure. And it
Um,
kind of rewards having those original print runs of them.
Exactly.
David, what you been playing this week?
I have been playing the Pokemon TCG a lot more. I'm at max rank now, and I am also done getting all of the fucking not loot box, but the battle pass items. So I have ranked out into oblivion in this game, and it's been fucking fun. I have really enjoyed a lot of what this game has had to offer. My only real gripe with it as I've been kind of playing with it is it's very, I mean, it's the same gripe with any kind of like long running TCG. It gets really hard to kind of figure out what's viable and what to start like investing in for cards, especially because Pokemon does have such a lengthy rotation cycle. But once you kind of get it, you play the game enough, you figure out what's kind of meta. It's not really that big a deal. It is funny though, because I've been kind of following some of the competitive communities. And speaking as someone that has spent most of their competitive life in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering, it is fucking hilarious what Pokemon players complain about. The biggest one being that Pokemon players bitch a lot about control decks because it is anti-competitive, and I don't fucking understand that. As someone that has spent his entire competitive career predominantly playing either mono black control, black blue mill control, or black red control in Magic the Gathering, Seeing someone complain about control is just fucking hilarious to me. And the only thing I have to say is anyone that bitches about fucking controls, get good. I don't know what to tell you. Learn to not fucking suck.
Yeah, I've been
Control's not bad.
I have a big tournament coming up on Sunday, and I'm so tempted to take just a hard control deck and just ruin everyone's day.
Hell yeah, my man.
So is Pokemon the TCG Live is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So is it does it keep current with like the
Yep.
set releases? That's
It's
interesting.
completely one-to-one with the modern set releases. But what's interesting is you can still go back and get cards all the way from when it first started.
Right.
Cool. And again, it's completely free. There isn't even anywhere to put money in the game. You can't do it. And I've only been playing this game for like 2 weeks now. And I have 4 relatively competitive decks already, and I still am sitting on a ton of in-game currency for when the next set drops, so I can just start buying the shit I want.
Right.
It's a very generous game on the free-to-play side. Honestly I like it a lot more than fucking Pocket. Pocket is dumb and frustrating at times. Shout outs to the new meta, speaking of which. Psychic types are dead. Long live our Lord and Savior Darkrai EX.
I haven't played like almost at all.
I can't pull any fucking Darkrai's. It's terrible.
I have 3 of them.
You could trade.
Yeah, for the shitty trade economy.
Which they said they're gonna fix, but
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I pulled the Darkrai like my first or second deck or pack I started this with, but then none since, unfortunately.
I do like my Darkrai. I threw it in Sneasel. Honestly, like my poison deck, I was running Arbok and Scolipede in my poison deck, and I immediately fucking needed them for Darkrai and Sneasel, and it's been fucking amazing. I've loved running those cards. I ended up throwing in Dawn as well, just because. So they, I don't know if you followed it much, Adrian, but they added in a new card called Dawn. And what she does is she just basically moves energy from one of your bench Pokemon to your active. Right. So Darkrai, he pings whenever you fucking put an energy on him. So just put an energy on him and then move it over when you're done what it needs to do. It's fucking wonderful. I absolutely love this setup. But the game's kind of boring to play. Just because, like, honestly, the meta has, like, so wildly shifted to, honestly, kind of a worse point. I feel like now, because of how much Darkrai is just so fucking dominant, there is really only 2 decks. There is Darkrai and anti-Darkrai decks, and that is it. There's no other decks when you're actually, like, consistently playing.
I think TCG Pocket is a little bit too weird in that middle ground. It's like it's not fast enough for my ADHD to want like Marvel Snap is, where it's like, cool, I'm done with the game in like 5 minutes, but it's too long. But in the fact that like if I'm gonna play a long card game, I'm gonna play an actual longer strategic card game. You know, I'm not gonna play through like this middle like weird 15-minute game, and it's like I especially with so much RNG in it.
And especially where, like, a game of TCG Live, honestly, isn't that much different in length from Pocket.
But it actually gives more substance, right? Where it feels like a lot of it's just RNG.
Because it's a full card game. So there's no card, there's almost no RNG. Like, there are some Pokemon that rely on coin flips. I don't use any. None of the meta decks use any. You can use them, but you almost never fucking see it. It's insane the level of deck control that they have. Just in my decks alone, almost half, if not more than half, in some of my decks, the cards are just trainers, which are just there purely to filter to the shit I want. And that's what you see with the Pokemon TCG proper a lot. It's just filled with things to get you to exactly what you want. There's so much control and precision in it. Sometimes you do get fucked over. Like, for instance, I run one of my decks that I like running is I run a Terra EV Lucian deck. where I have the terrestrialized EV and it's terrestrialized.
And you don't have to run over anyone at Costco for them.
No, I don't.
Right.
But
he would.
I would in a heartbeat. I absolutely
You
would.
could just walk over them too.
True. I'd fucking rub it in their goddamn face how dumb they were for being in the road. But no, I like to go ahead and run that. And so I run terrestrialized Eevee, terrestrialized Jolteon, and terrestrialized Flareon, and a couple other Pokemon just basically as support more than anything. And it's all about just running all the different energies they hit for basically near max damage in the game. But it requires a lot of setup. What is unfortunate is because it requires a lot of multiple different types of energies. Sometimes you run into fun scenarios where the way that proper Pokemon TCG works is you have a prize pool, and that prize pool is made of your actual cards from your deck. So you go ahead, you get your 7-card deck, your 7-card starting hand, you decide who goes first. And then after you know who goes first, then you pull the 6 cards from your deck that makes your prize pool. You could sometimes run into dumb scenarios like I did, where an entire set of all your fucking required energies are in your fucking prize pool, and you're waiting all fucking game to try to find them, and it doesn't happen.
Interesting.
But otherwise than that, there's a lot more control, a lot more continuity. It's beautiful. I actually really like the state of Pokemon TCG Live. Aside from that, though, I've been playing a lot more Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm halfway through Chapter 3 right now. It's such a satisfying game. It really does feel like the absolute culmination of like every lesson they've learned throughout the years of making Dynasty Warriors games. If anything, my only 2 big gripes with the game are the things that unfortunately set it apart from a lot of the other Dynasty Warriors, which is 1, I hate being a weird fucking self-insert protagonist. It's fucking dumb and I hate it. I don't give a fuck about this listless twink fuck that is apparently a guardian of peace, which they say constantly. It is impossible to get through cutscenes without Guardian of Peace being said like 4 to 5 fucking times.
Yeah, it's like
and
those
I
fucking
hate it.
vegans.
Exactly. This fucking vegan of peace. Absolutely. And by the way, he uses Arch Linux. He's that level of fuckery. But it's just, I really hate the weird, dumb self-insert thing. I get why they're doing it, because they're trying to kind of use it as like a soft reboot of the series, make it appeal to a wider audience. It's fucking dumb and I hate it. Just give me my fan fiction of a fan fiction of Chinese history. That's all I fucking want. I don't need self-insert fan fiction. Beyond that, though, the only other thing that I dislike, and I get why mechanically it's not set up that way, Dynasty Warriors has a long, rich history of co-op gameplay. And that was one of the sacrilege sins of 9 when it first came out, was it didn't have co-op. They eventually added it back in because people were vaulted so fucking much against it. But Origins has not shipped with co-op.
Does that
and
sound like fucking Halo?
Yeah.
Remember how that happened to Halo, but then people were able to glitch and do co-op in Halo Infinite, and then they patched that out?
Yep.
So stupid.
Absolutely fucking disgusting. I don't. Some games, if it's been a long part of the legacy, there's no excuse for not having it there. It's so fucking dumb. I hate it.
Yeah. Shout out to Halo.
Hell yeah. But aside from that, I am enjoying it mechanically. It's one of the most fun Dynasty Warriors games. It's very engaging, and honestly, it's even like one of the more challenging Dynasty Warriors. I've lost a couple missions because I kind of slipped and wasn't paying as much attention as I should, and the AI really fucked with me. The amount of enemies they're able to get on screen.
I thought you hated AI.
Yes. But the amount of enemies they're able to actually get on screen, and honestly, even just like how aggressive the default AIs are in the game now, is fucking beautiful. I really dig it. It's been a fun experience. Other than that, that is all I've been playing lately.
Kels?
Nice. Nice. I played a little bit of Marvel this weekend.
Marvel, baby!
Marvel, baby. Getting caught up on some of those challenges. I love like that dopamine hit that you get whenever you wait like 4 weeks or whatever in a game like that, then come back and you have all the challenges that you can just knock out in like a few games.
Yeah.
And
Hell
then
yeah.
just like ping, ping,
Yep.
ping, 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 they all get knocked out. Yeah, that felt really good.
Feels good. Feels good.
And because I guess they're doing their mid-season update on the 21st, so that's when we're going to get Human Torch and Thing.
Cool.
And funnily enough, I guess tomorrow Overwatch is doing like they're having like a big presentation or something. It's like supposed to be like a big groundbreaking change to
6v6.
Overwatch 2 or something. Yeah, that's all it's gonna be. It's like, yeah, we're changing it back.
They almost got me for a second because they said we're going back we're gonna do another retro event, but it's not gonna be 1.0. It's gonna be like one of the little because they brought Doomfist back. But
It's just Dumo, competitive Dumo.
Dude, I wish. But my buddy who was like an avid Doomfist man, like he was that Doomfist guy. Apparently the physics still haven't translated over quite perfectly, so he's not able to do some of the fun Doomfist stuff that he was able to do last time, which I can't let my heart break anymore like that. I'm like, I need someone to like go in there, weather the storm, and tell me it's okay, and then I'll try it out. But if it's like if I keep having to go in there just like with on blind faith, I'm like, I can't do it, dude. I love that game so much, and unironically, like, it was sad seeing like saw my statues, right? Because I'm like, fuck, that game is probably one of my most played games of all time. But I'm like, I don't know, I just can't. I gotta try to banish it from my brain, but we'll see if they
Ain't
whatever.
no
it
looking
is.
back for me. It's all Marvel, baby.
It fits
Hell
your
yeah.
thing, right? Like you're I mean, it's totally your comic style with a really solid gameplay
And I'm the person. I have thousands of hours on Overwatch as well, computer and console. So I'm right there with you. But fuck them, Marvel, baby.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just it's just hard. Yeah. Oh, hey, we added a new black market, which will give items in the shop a slightly lesser price. Yeah, we announced you can there's hats.
Yeah, oh god, no.
Jesus Christ.
We saw TF2
I mean,
was
it's not
doing
far
really
off.
well.
Blizzard did legitimately try to do actual real world money auctioning when Diablo 3 first
Yeah,
launched.
fuck off.
Tried.
Shout out to the people that made fucking bank on that launch week.
Right. No joke.
So
I should have fucking took work off for that.
besides Marvel, anything else been playing?
That's it.
Fair. Update on Blizzard lost me when they promised feature for Overwatch 2 from the very beginning, and they completely went against it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And
Yeah,
like,
they
set them
promised
back
fun
so much
gameplay and didn't
time.
deliver.
Yeah, fuck them.
Honestly, they could have
And
just.
that's another thing. Watch them be like, okay, guys, we're bringing it back. It's PvE.
Dude,
We're back to working on this shit again.
I would lose it if they said that, or if they just brought it back to like what the end of Overwatch 1 was before they closed it up. You know, that meta that was like they didn't touch for 2 years. They brought it back to exactly that. Exactly. Fuck the physics. If they exactly that, I'd be intrigued. Because I'm like that. I played that game for 2 years untouched, dude. They did not do a goddamn patch at all for 2 fucking years. And I sat through that shit. I had fun. I play that shit daily, but here we are. So update on my Street Fighter goings on.
Nice.
We got our asses kicked today.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
My one of my players got salty right away. It's been a week and immediately he lost because it was a classic Zangief.
Oh no.
And I was like, all right. As
Oh,
soon as I
no.
saw the C,
Modern controls. No.
as soon as no modern, it was classic.
Oh, fucking
God,
classic
that's even
geek.
scarier.
Shit.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw classic
Geef
Geef,
knows what they're doing.
yeah. So as soon as I saw, I know, I am
That's
aware.
spinning.
As soon as I saw that, I'm like, I just said to him, spacing, like, please, spacing. And he didn't know what he was getting.
Neutral fucking.
So-
This is a game of tag.
So, shout outs to my Cammy player. He's been he's been lab ratting it up and combo trialing it. So he's
Hell
doing
yeah.
all the Cammy combos, right? And I can't get there. I need a restart, and I'm getting to that point. Where I'm like, all right, I need to grind it up again because I'm beating them still, but I'm beating them off pure 50/50s and fundamentals. Like that's it. Like it is like mix ups where it's like, all right, I grab you, all right, I mix up a heavy sweep, all right, I jump, tap, grab, so it's doing that. But yeah, I need to grind it up again. But anyway, he went up against Geef, and I'm like spacing, dude. Like you cannot play safe. And the first thing he did was throw out a medium spiral arrow. It got grabbed right away. I'm like, all right, yeah, this guy know. And I had to tell him like, because when we were at that our coach meeting, one of the coaches asked about a fight stick, and I'm like, there's at least one team out there that knows their shit. So I had to tell him, and I told them in the beginning, I'm like, we're gonna get our asses kicked a little bit. That's okay. If we see a C, there's a good chance they're probably going at it. So, my player, the one I was saying at the beginning, he's like, immediately he lost. He got 2-0 and said, "Fuck, I fucking hate this game." He just, and I gave him a second to calm down because he can get a little emotional over some games. But after he calmed down a little bit, I was like, "Hey," tapped him on the shoulder. He looked at me. I put my fist up. I'm like, "Welcome to Street Fighter." I'm like, dude, you're not playing this game without getting salty, dude. Like, there's no world that you play this game without getting fucking pissed sometimes. Like, welcome. I'm glad you're finally here now. He cooled it off. He's like, all right, I gotta give it a Zangief because I'm like, dude, if it's a classic Zangief, like I was like, modern Zangief pisses me off already. Like I was like, real talk, I get so salty at modern Zangiefs online. Shit's fucking toxic.
Modern
as fuck.
Zangief is a low barrier entry.
Yeah,
it's auto spinning pile drivers dumb.
Right. And so, and one of my other players was like, he knew modern Zangief. Like, let me play it. So I started playing against him to show my players how to beat a Zangief, right? Which is pure spacing. Just like your spiral arrows cannot go past their foot. You are attacking the fucking foot. You are not attacking them as a person. The fucking foot is what you're going for. And so, but yeah, I was like, he's like, all right, because I'm like, dude, Zangief, classic Zangief is spin that fucking stick around, dude, and then like,
yeah,
kudos to them, and yeah, he got grabbed, and you just see that fucking life bar go right away. And so he was there. They had a classic Ken. So, yep, and that went about as you'd imagine. Then they had a modern Ed, which was definitely frustrating for my player who he's my best Smash player. He knows a little bit of fundamentals like on that end, or not even a little bit. He knows a lot, but just couldn't keep up with Ed just throwing shit out there like a modern player would. And it was a lot to overwhelm him. So I'm like, yeah, that's gonna happen. I had to remind them for a second. I'm like, that's okay. We're gonna get our ass kicked a little bit. That's fine, but we'll get there. That's the team to beat, though, for sure. Like compared to the games we played so far, I'm like, that's our team. We need to watch for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm contemplating trying to find a way to get the season 2 pass on Xbox as well because I have it on PC, but I really want to try Terry and Mai. I want to see how they're playing. Part of me is like, I kind of want to tell them like, guys, no shot they bought the second season pass. So hop on one of those new characters. They're not going to know that matchup. No shot. But the reason why I don't, I'm like, because they had to also buy the season pass at home to practice. I'm like, yeah, they just bought the game for $30 and they're high schoolers, right? So I'm like, they're not going to drop another $30 on just DLC characters that they don't know, right? So, but I was like, dude, it'd be so funny. Just rock Terry and you're good, dude. Like, don't even worry about it. They're not going to know what to do. You're solid. Chill.
Harry was I haven't looked into it since the SNK characters came to fucking Street Fighter 6. Do they still have their absurd SNK inputs or?
I want to say yes, but I could totally not be right. I just know
they would not say fucking give them to your students. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I just know that everyone is horny as fuck for Mai, which was
hell yeah.
Was par for the course, I imagine, when they first announced Mai.
Remember, Mai is not for good little boys and girls. Sakurai said so.
This is true. But yeah, that's been my my thing through there. I've not played Marvel Rivals last week, which is unfortunate. I just did not have time. But I have been chunking out Yakuza 0 still.
Hell yeah, where you at?
Just at the very end of chapter 4, and I've cleared all the the Majima side quests. So I've cleared
Hell
all
yeah.
of them out. They're not timed. So you can go into I'm gonna go into chapter 5 with Kiryu, I imagine. And all of chapter 2 and 3 side quests are totally open, and there's no lock on them until you hit the very end of the game.
I was gonna say, there are some points where there
There-
are time locks.
The
See, I
very end,
remember.
the very end when it tells you, all right, you were like knocking this game out, then you're locked out. But like I looked online and all the guides, and they said no, there's no side quest that's locked until that very end.
I remember some being locked before then, but
Yeah, everywhere I saw like on the Reddit threads and everything, it said there's no content locked, which was nice. But either way, at this point, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go back and sweep everything as it goes on before I move on to the next chapter, which is the move. Side quests do feel a little funky in there because literally like, all right, hey, oh, this thing happened. Walk off screen about 4 steps. All right, come back. Hey, new thing happened. Right? It's just kind of like
you need to immediately go save this person. No, I'm gonna go fucking play pachinko. Give me a second.
No, it's the opposite. It's like, hey, oh, like the bathroom stall. I wrote down a note for them, and then they're like, I wonder what they're gonna say. I'll check back later. You walk like right where the camera goes off screen, come right back because it opens back up again. Oh, cool! They wrote something else. The side missions are a little funny. Just
Kiryu, you need to stay on the download. No, I'm gonna go into this like super hyped up fucking slot car racing event. Don't mind me.
yeah. So it's been good.
I'm so excited you're going through it, man. I need my partners to get to Maji because Majima really, his storyline, as much as Kiryu is like the hero of Yakuza, in so many ways, Majima is the heart of Yakuza.
So is Yakuza literally just a 50-50 story between those two?
Yakuza 0 is.
Yeah.
Okay, because I did
so what
not
happens
know.
is,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so Yakuza 0 is 50-50 between Kiryu and Majima. Yakuza 1 and 2 and 3 are all Kiryu. And then after that point, you have a ton of split stories.
Okay, because I didn't mention this last week. I was under the assumption that Yakuza was strictly Kiryu because I did not know who Majima was the entirety of anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, only 1 through 3 are just Kiryu.
Interesting. Okay. Enjoying it so far. Been going through that. I imagine at this rate I'll probably knock out a pretty good chunk of it because I don't know. It doesn't. I get that it's like 100 hours, quote unquote, but it feels like you can go through it a bit quicker, just depending on.
Yeah, it depends on how much you're really dedicated to like finishing the side content. I think my playthrough was at like 90-ish hours, but that's because I was also trying to do like the super bosses and shit, which the super bosses in fucking Yakuza 0 are absurd. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Fuck Majima's super boss. That was bullshit.
I just got the breakdance fight style.
Oh, that's my favorite fucking fighting style for Majima.
It's fucking Eddie from Tekken, dude. It's been a good time.
Yeah. That fighting style for Majima and the bear fighting style for Kiryu are my absolute favorite fucking styles.
I don't think I got the bear one yet.
No, the bear one you get it pretty soon for Kiryu. I think it's like chapter 5 actually that you get it for Kiryu. So when you switch back, you'll end up getting it because you switch every 2 chapters. So you'll bounce back and forth. And bear is just so much fun. Bear is basically just perpetual super armor where your whole fighting style is around just fucking no-selling your opponent's attacks, and as you level it up, you get the ability to just grab weapons while you're
thinking
swinging.
Of Beast.
Oh, Beast, that's
Beast.
Yeah.
No, yeah, okay, I did get that. Beast is fun. I just see a chair.
Beast is fucking great.
I see a chair and just start spinning, just fucking wax that shit on everything, and everything dies. It's been great.
So fucking great. I love it.
Yeah, I got spoiled about the breakdance style, unfortunately, because I did the side mission for the clinic.
Yep.
And one of the things make you the last one, it randomizes your style. It changes your style every like 5 or 10 seconds. And so I was doing the one where you have a weapon. I did the regular one, and then I started spinning around. I'm like, what the fuck is this fucking style? I don't know what this is. I started spinning around everywhere. So that was. I wish they had postponed that side mission a little bit later, just because that was a super funny thing to see.
Yeah, I agree. Also, just hearing the clinic, goddamn, like, oh, I just need you to fucking go through at least 0 through 2, because the fucking through line is just so fucking poignant. I fucking love it.
I'll probably do that because I don't know. There's like Yakuza has been something I want to start knocking out because it's between that and Dark Souls or rather just FromSoft stuff, right? Where it's like I'm accumulating these like small little, like I said, like
It's
right.
funny, you have two paths. One is David and one is me with Dark Souls.
Right.
Well, even then, our boy Kyle would be like, yeah, but like the real From Software game, the Kingsfield series.
Kingsville, dude. So let me move these quick so that way it doesn't ruin the aesthetic of what I was building up here. I showed this a little last time, but since I'm still a poser, but I have my FromSoft shelf there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I have like my Solaire still packaged amiibo. I have my statue here. I have all the games I have from FromSoft stuff, and I have two books, the Dark Souls Compendium and the Bloodborne book. And I'm like, yeah, those I've been wanting to get through. I think Kels, I think I told you what happened with Dark Souls, right? Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was going through it, and then one guy kind of came in and started just beating the game for me, which kind of just killed my interest of the game because he got through. I was like, it's cool because I was doing it every Sunday morning for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I got myself like a small little bit of people that would come in there and like talk to me and like kind of tell me what's going on with this, and I thought that was cool. But then one guy's like, let me join you. I'm like, all right, let me see. And then dude just like swept through like 1 or 2 bosses. I'm like, all right, well, thanks. Like, I don't know, like I wanted to die and play those and beat those, but all right.
I wanted the experience, and instead you gave me Let Me Solar.
Yeah. But I'll go through them. But yeah, the Dark Souls and Yakuza were the two that were kind of like always kind of hovering above my head of like, I need to knock out one of these because I have Yakuza 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just got Like a Dragon. The most, what was it? The one I just mentioned last week, I forgot what it was.
The Man Who Has No Name.
No, I have that too. Infinite Wealth is what the one I have, and then the pirate one. I'm like, I gotta start knocking these out because there are just so many fucking coming out.
Yeah, I canceled my pre-order for Like a Pirate as much as I want. The only reason why is because of the fact that I do need to get finished getting caught up on fucking Yakuza. So I know it's gonna be at least maybe a year or two before
And
I
it'll
get
go
the
on
fucking,
sale.
Pirate, and it'll be on sale by that point.
Yeah.
So like I may as well save the money. But no, like truly. Zero, Kiwami 1 and Kiwami 2 are absolutely fucking beautiful and poignant. I know we talked about this actually with Kyle a while back. He actually hates the Kiwami remakes because they added a lot of things that
he's
weren't
a purist
in the original.
though. He
is
very
a
much like
purist.
do not touch anything I like because if you do, it's tainted.
But and that's why I disagree with him because specifically Kiwami 2. If you're a fan of Majima through the journey of Zero, there's a moment they added into Yakuza 2 for Kiwami 2 that basically acts as like the perfect little bow for Majima's story in Zero. And oh, I almost fucking cried during it. It was such a beautiful fucking moment.
Do any of these side stories come out to be a more poignant, like a bigger role in anything? Because
the side stories, no. The side stories are very much their own self-contained thing within the game. So, for instance, if very light but minimal spoiler, in Kiryu's sub-story, you'll find like a sub-story of this guy who tries to like jump off a building, and you talk him down, and you're like, no, don't
talk him down because like he's gonna.
You talk him, yeah. You talk him down, and Kiryu's like, "No, it's done. You got shit to live for." And it becomes like a recurring side story throughout Kiryu's story, where like, like that, there's more that builds on that until its final conclusion.
No, because I say that because there was the Majima one where I was kind of I was like I kind of get the feeling these are all side stories. That's what I kind of got, but There was that one with the little girl that kept wanting the skill crane,
Oh yeah.
and she kept calling him daddy. And I'm like, if this was like one of those things that led to like a love interest of that'd be a really like cute way of doing that. Uh,
It would be a cute way of doing that, but no, just keep on Majima's story as it is.
no, I will, but that was
but-
that was one thing that popped in my head. I was like, I wonder, but I realized there were just so many, and I was like, I don't think any of these have any like they build the character, but they don't really go
Yes.
beyond just that moment.
No, it's very much world building, and it's very much like, again, if you're really lost into the characters and you really want to experience more of the characters, that's 100% the reason to do the side stories, is just to really explore the characters and the world itself. If ever you're at a point where you're like, this is great, but I really just want the actual story, you don't necessarily miss anything by skipping the side content. But, however, if you're already like invested in the world, the lore, and the characters, then you absolutely need the side story. The only game where that's not a thing is 3, because it has the weakest, most nothing burger side content.
So here's a thing I'm gonna put, and I think I kind of where your head's gonna go, but let me see. In this game in Yakuza, you can get through the story without completing any of the side missions, because side missions don't really do anything aside from giving you
it's like 20 hours if you just do the story.
But they give you personal knowledge on what the character growth is. But even though that character growth doesn't really apply towards the main story, correct?
Correct.
What's your issue with that versus something like Kentucky Route Zero, where you build on these things that don't ultimately matter at the end, but it's just
because it's all main story. Because it's the difference in that for Kentucky Route Zero, it's all main story. There really isn't a ton of like side content per se. So because it's a much leaner story trying to tell me like a specific narrative, the fact that you give me an illusion of choice into
it's the
how
choice
to
thing. That's where I was going to
build
lean with that. Is that
yeah,
it gives you a choice that kind of upset you, but if it kind of forced you into those, you wouldn't really care so much.
I wouldn't care as much. Like if you just gave me straight up narratively, this is how this character is, then fine. We're gonna kind of explore that. But it's the fucking principle of Telltale, where there's always an illusion of choice. There is no fucking choice. Shit's gonna happen the way you want it to happen. It's just there's gonna be a maybe minor cutscene variance, or something might happen just a little bit later. If I pick a certain option.
I'm excited for us to go through it again, because I think in the context of these you are not a god. You're making some choices, but like these choices will be very personal and like of knowledge to you, and maybe my character might change something later on, like slightly, but these are all personal character choices. It's like a D&D style where you're making these choices as to your own adventure of that.
See, I always hate that comparison, because it's nothing like playing an actual tabletop RPG.
It's your own additions to it.
It's like a choose your own adventure book, certainly, where there's definitely a very limited perception.
But it's not an adventure though, right? It's like you're literally just creating your own character in those choices.
No,
your character is really your character.
You're really not
a dog
you
Blue, but that's it.
A character that has a couple very limited choices that in the grand scheme don't alter anything.
Yeah, so that's not choose your adventure if you're literally not choosing an adventure.
But that's no different than choose your own adventure, because there is no, in the grand scheme, narrative difference. You might have a different, slightly different endpoint, but it's still not you choosing the story like a tabletop RPG. There is no going off the beaten trail in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, there kind of is with Telltale specifically, because I mean, they track your stats to like if you made this choice, if you made that choice.
Well, a lot of them still round out to the same way. Like again, you might have like a character or two die maybe earlier than intended or later than some other people.
I think it's
but for most part, the story ultimately always ends in the same place.
See, but then I guess that's my.
I mean, same thing with Baldur's Gate 3. Then I mean, the same exact argument.
Baldur's Gate 3 at least does have a lot more of the wild card variety. There are no two playthroughs of Baldur's Gate that look the same.
No, they all end in the same place, though.
They don't though.
No,
The,
they
at
do.
least Baldur's Gate 3 at least has like 14 different endpoints.
Sure. You can give in at the very start of the game and get the game over screen within 10 minutes. You got me there, man.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can let the mind flayer flay you.
Oh. It's fuck you, David.
No.
I don't know. I don't think the. I always saw the choices in Kentucky Route Zero as a personal, my own flair to the character.
See,
choice,
and that's the disconnect that but real quick, that is the disconnect I have, because I was actually just talking to my wife about that today. Like, that is the disconnect I have with that, is I don't play a game and actually role play the character in the sense of like I'm adding my own spin onto this. Like when I'm playing a game that gives me like freedom of choice like that, like a Fallout or a Baldur's Gate, I might have like a character build in mind, like, I'm gonna go sneaky sniper, or I'm gonna play, fucking just punch everything into oblivion. But I'm never actually role playing a character, because when I want to role play, I play tabletop. Like,
See,
I don't.
I
It's
get
not the
that.
same connection in my brain.
It's just because I think the severity of things, though, right? Like the very first choice of Kentucky Route Zero is, what's your dog's name? Blue, this, or it doesn't really matter. And it's like that's at the tone for me of like, okay, so the choices are not like world changing or anything. There's like one there's like one kind of guided way you can go in the game that would affect depending on your emotional connection, something from chapter 4 to chapter 5. But
yeah, that is the one thing that the game does that actually has a lot of emotional weight. And I will say, kudos to the game for that choice, because that is one choice that did make me stop and think for a bit.
But
that was fucking beautiful and poignant.
But see that, like,
But-
even the ending, not to spoil it, because I would love for Kels to play it one day too, is that
Yeah,
there's like a poem you make in the last part which has no bearing. You can literally just spam the first one, that's fine. But I think that speaks upon yourself more. And again, I get that that's not a connection you make. But that's where I was at, where it's like I'm building. Like, there's even a song earlier, right, that you could do. It's like whatever song I'm building is just describing my experience of what I'm going through in this place. Like it was like Kentucky Route Zero to me is like almost like your own. It's your own experience through this American Wild West of what you're going through and how you're feeling at the time. And so it was very much a build my own character, and maybe some things had some character interactions that changed a little bit, or that one character that one thing that happens between 4 and 5. But like I didn't expect it to be like things are changing because of this. It was like, no, these are just whatever my character is saying is myself stepping in the shoes of that. And it was really much a role play aspect of that for me.
and to play devil's advocate against myself, like my partner's been going through the game as well, finally, because she knew that was going to be a game she was going to really vibe with. And she's felt the same way in a lot of ways. Like, it is definitely a game that kind of hits for her. And I think it is that disconnect. If she is someone that is very easy to get into the idea of the headspace of the character and empathize with that a lot.
That doesn't happen with me very
and
often,
so-
but it just did for that. I think it's the minimalist style that let me insert myself there a little bit more, right? It's so obtuse, but like no facial reactions or anything, which let me build in and fill in those spaces for myself. Whereas like when I'm playing like when I play Mass Effect, I'm not Commander Shepard, but I am.
You're not.
But I am telling Commander Shepard what to do. You know, that like it's different than
no, I get that, because that's how I am with every game that I play. Like, that's the disconnect I have.
Right.
That is my disconnect. Although, speaking of inserting myself, I have to pee real quick.
Jesus Christ.
So I will be right back.
This guy is not playing Baldur's Gate 3 correctly, right?
No, not at all.
That's it to you and I. You'll just concede because you're like, I know this is what this conversation is going to be, and I get that.
Yeah. No, I'm just not the arguing type anymore. I'm just like, yep, you got it, dude.
Did you ever see that Keanu Reeves quote that he had, where he's like, I've gotten to a point in my life where, you know what, if you think 1 + 1 = 3, man, good for you. I'm happy for you.
Yep. Not arguing with you. I just know not to talk to you anymore. Like, well, this person's a fucking idiot.
You know what? Maybe you'll be proud of me. On Twitter, I've been doing that a lot less now. So what I do is I just say my bars and I block right away now.
Yep,
So I'm like,
move on.
yeah. So I'm like, I hope you saw it. I hope you got a notification on your phone with me talking shit to you, and you can't reply back. Mic drop.
Out.
Deuces, dude. every once in a while, I'm like, you're not gonna respond to this. I know you're not, so I'll leave it there. But like, 75% of my responses now are just like, mic drop, block. And what's funny is like, those get me a lot of likes because it looks like the guy is not responding to me. I'm like, cool, fucking 100 IQ, fuck off, dude. Yeah, especially because Twitter is a fucking battleground right now, dude. It's ridiculous. I need to stop. But yeah, let's see. Disney Plus to change content warnings ahead of Dumbo, Peter Pan, and more old movies amid DEI strategy shift. Wonderful. Let's see. What are they saying now?
Well, that Dumbo movie did kind of suck, so maybe
Yeah,
they
that should be
get rid of
that should be the content warning. Hey, sorry, this is fucking trash. Let's see. It's a lot of just buzzwords. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm dropping it. Yeah. I'll have to hop on Rivals, by the way, when Torch and Thing come out there.
Hell yeah.
Be a good time. Ooh, special guest.
Yeah, she wasn't wanting to come in.
Damn.
Come here. Come here. Come here. It's okay. Push it. There you go. Good girl. Hey, what are you doing?
Hell yeah. So was there anything on the news front, or was that all I played? Did I play anything else? Welcome back.
Hell yeah.
I got a couple Playdate games. I forgot about that.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a sale sometime soonish, so I'm not working out, or I'm not fretting too much, but yeah. David, anything else going on?
For like news or like in general,
Yeah,
or
news. Are we talking about anything
Yeah.
news-wise?
Let me look at news real quick. The unfortunate thing is I think we're basically actually just waiting until fucking tomorrow for a lot of news start dropping. But I guess real quick, high level, they did an FAQ for the Lunar remaster release.
Yeah, that's not gonna be limited.
Yeah, it's not going to be limited, and it is based off of the PS1 versions of the game, which is fascinating.
Bro, I'm sorry to
I'm-
interrupt you.
Yo,
Duo, the owl from Duolingo died today, and the
Well-
internet is going fucking funny mode with this shit. Let me copy this link on here really quick. I hate this now. Let's see, how the fuck does this work? Oh my god, fuck off. Thank you. I can't believe he did it. There you go on Discord. You see the picture from the official Halo Twitter. There was that. I just saw one that was also just as funny. This one you guys will get a kick out of. That one I cannot post on the stream. Got his ass, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Everybody said, did you see that Bryan Cranston was asked multiple times and said no to being invincible?
Interesting.
I don't think he's really a voice actor person though, right?
He did Zordon in the reboot that was failed of Power Rangers.
I'd say yes, but like a lot of Invincible's cast aren't voice actors as well. Like
Yeah.
what's his name? God damn it, Aaron Paul.
Right.
Is that his name? He's in this season.
Yeah. I've heard you were
Because-
saying this is a solid season so far.
Oh no, this season's gonna be fucking insane
Oh, I'm
because
so excited.
they showed a clip for the next episode, and it like it's going through a story arc that I forgot about. I'm like, oh fuck, that is about to happen. It's gonna be really cool.
Do you suggest I read these ahead of time,
Yeah.
or should
No, read maybe along with it, or like maybe once the season's over, like read up to where. the
Yeah,
first
I'd say
season's at.
after the season, the main reason why is, and Kels, feel free to obviously correct me if on his point, but like watching the series has felt like more like a director's cut
Oh, yeah.
for the comics, where it's like the comics were fantastic, don't get me wrong, but it definitely feels like after having a bit of time to like sit and stew and think about it, he's been allowed to go back and like, okay, here's how I would have done it a little bit differently.
For sure. That's definitely how it is. Like even already there's been stuff that's been rearranged or kind of like changed around just to make it flow better.
It's
So,
kind of like The Walking Dead, right? Probably not as drastic
Sure.
as that though.
I feel like I don't know, I feel like the comics were better there.
No, that's fair, but they're changed. Is what I'm
Sure.
more going
Yeah.
towards.
Yes, it's not a one-to-one experience, but it's not like a change for change sake. Everything really feels like he basically was like, okay, here's how, now that I'm, have more maturity and I've also kind of experienced a bit more of things in life. Here's how I do it a bit differently.
So
Took out all the early 2000s bigotry.
yeah,
Yeah, in
So-
the original comment they use the F slur a lot, quite a bit.
I believe it. So then, Kels, if I asked you, where should I read up to then?
I'd have to check to see where it is, but right now I have the hardback collection, the 1, 2, and 3 that goes through seasons 1 and 2, and then we're on the 3rd season, so I'd have to see where this
Okay.
one's going.
If
up
you let me
to.
know for that, I'll probably go through those because
I have a feeling where the season's going to end, and it's gonna be crazy if it doesn't. There's
I
gonna be a
just
certain person to show up.
I just remember
I'm,
going
I haven't
through.
finished. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I was gonna say I haven't finished the second.
Said no, you're good. And then he goes- awesome. That's perfect timing.
Yeah.
It's always one of those things that like I
Okay,
gotta find
okay.
time to
Yeah,
watch
you
it on
have-
my own.
You cut out like as soon as he said you're good.
Oh, good. No, I was saying that's one of the. I haven't watched the second half of the latest of the second season just because my partner couldn't get into the show, so I got to try to
Yeah.
find time when I can just watch it on my own. Do they
This
get?
season they beautifully announced that it's just gonna be no break. They're just doing the whole season. They dropped 3 episodes to start. It's so good. I love it.
Fucking good.
Probably hop into it and then just right away. Fuck it.
Did oh man.
The first 3 episodes are awesome. They're so good so far. If it keeps it up, it's gonna be another like 10 out of 10 season.
Dude,
I'm so excited.
it's so funny because I really love the first season, and then when I was hanging out with one of my best friends in Reno, he was like, "You haven't seen season 2 yet?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "All right, fuck it, we're doing that right now." And we was like, "We'll just watch the first episode just to get you all like in that mode."
Yeah.
4 episodes later, I'm like, "Holy fuck, dude! Like this is still
So fucking
amazing."
good.
And
In
holy
my
shit.
opinion, as an Invincible fan, where they're at, where they start season 3 at, is kind of where I feel like Invincible really starts. Like everything we've seen before is kind of like the prologue, kind of like the origin story of Mark getting
Yes.
his powers. And now there's a few big story beats I consider being like, okay, this is where everything launches. This is where everything kind of takes off.
Oh, okay, I think I have a rough idea. Okay, yeah. Okay.
I have
Pretty much once Mark gets his black suit, that's where it's like, all right, pedal to the metal and balls to the wall.
I have a really old iPad somewhere. I gotta probably find because it can read some comics, but I'm not buying anything because even though I really want to, but I'm like this close to buying a new iPad, which I'll probably get once I pay off the MacBook and everything. I'll get an iPad just to. It's nice to have another tablet, like especially if I'm like knocking off missions in Yakuza. It would be a lot fucking easier if I had the iPad sitting beside me rather than having to scroll on the phone and zoom in constantly, right?
Right.
But I really want one just to start knocking out some comics a lot better because My other iPad, is Chugfest. It's like it's not very fast anymore. It's seen much better days, but those new ones look fucking amazing, and I'm like, all right, cool. That'd be nice to just carry along and knock out all these
You know
comics.
what's wonderful is like every device, no matter how ancient in this household that runs Linux, does it well. uh, but no, I'm stupid excited for fucking Invincible season 3. I gotta get finished getting caught up.
I still think it's so
Um,
funny because I watched season 1, loved it, and then got through season 2, like I was saying, and then my friend made me watch until a certain part, and he was like looking at my face a lot the entire episode because it was the episode that I actually started saying or it might even been the first episode. I forget which one it was, but it might have been the episode opening of season 2. He kept looking at my face for one reaction, and he saw my like the fucking hamsters in my brain going, and I'm like, the fuck did I just see? He's like, are you seeing where this is going now? I'm like, this is a multiverse fucking story. What the fuck?
Kind of.
yes, but no.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like that's
Yeah.
not where I was going with it because if you look at Invincible season 1, that could be its own show and go off
Yeah,
on that
100%.
exact trail and be just fine and wrap up perfectly fine, right? This left turn just added a whole other fucking tree branch to it that I was
Yeah,
not.
it cycles back around. It's a
Yeah.
diversion.
Yeah, and like if you think, just wait, there's way crazier shit that happens.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
again, I love a series that just bucks me the fuck off the horse there, and it's like, nope, fuck you, psych.
This is one of the first like big stories that really do like the multiverse kind of thing, and they wrap it up like really well too.
Interesting.
Real quick, crazy A pepperoni in chat. Who is your favorite character so far?
My favorite character in all of Invincible is Oliver. Oliver's so good. I love Oliver. And then honestly, probably Mark or some characters that we have not seen yet. Well, actually, Battle Beast. Battle Beast is awesome. I fucking love Battle Beast. His fight with a character that we haven't seen yet is
I'll
gonna be fucking insane to
I'll have to
see.
get refreshers on the characters' names. All right, who's who?
Oliver is Mark's little brother.
Okay.
And then Battle Beast is the dude that beat the dog shit out of Mark with the like mace. He's the big lion guy.
Okay. I will say that I think the coolest thing was that Invincible has like decent redemption arcs, right? Where it's what's his name?
That's the thing. Like Battle Beast, he's the guy that beat the dog shit out of Mark within an inch of his life, and then he comes back later and he has his whole arc with Mark and everyone.
Arc with Mark.
Yeah.
Like what's his name? The really annoying fucker that cheated on what's her name, right?
Rex.
Yeah.
Explode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was really fucking annoying, you know. And
Really annoying, and then he comes back around in season 2.
Yeah, my friend was like, I bet you like that could just fucking like he turns it around. I'm like, how the fuck does this guy turn around? He's like, you'll like him at the end. I'm like, all right. And then yeah, that fucking fight was brutal as fuck, dude. Holy shit.
Oh, good.
That was a good ass fight, but I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, it gives me Game of Thrones vibe where it's like, that's one of my favorite characters. What the fuck? That guy's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
that's why I appreciate about Robert Kirkman when he's doing at least the comics. He holds no emotional ties, right? He's like,
Oh, yeah.
they're
Yeah.
dead. Cool, and I appreciate that writing because I feel like a lot of people don't, where they're like, oh, you know, it felt like cheap or it felt like they didn't finish their arc. I'm like, that's how real life is, man. Like,
It happens.
not everyone gets to finish this nice, pretty little arc they have. Like that was one of the things about Negan on the comic run that really fucked everyone, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
there was so much going on for Glenn, and then just done. Right? Like it's like that's the shit that I really appreciate about Robert Kirkman. You just don't emotionally tie yourself to someone and have the balls to just cut someone off, right? And I appreciate about the Game of Thrones early on, but then it got really safe later on. You just like knew who
Yeah,
was
it really
gonna
did.
live, which was like
Felt super telegraphed at least.
right.
Yeah.
It's like how Walking Dead the show was. Remember how on Walking Dead the show there was you would see like a character T-Dog would come back out and start talking to everyone, and you're like, All right, well, he's dead.
Well, especially
Yeah.
once they start paying for certain actors, you know they're going to do something different with them because if they're paying the money for those actors,
I'll be right back.
Right, but it
Yeah.
was like a motif in The Walking Dead where it's like, all right, this character's talking around, make the rounds, everyone. They're probably dead, and sure enough, by like the next episode, they're dead, which is really lazy, really lazy.
unfortunately, Kels has walked away. But Adrian, who are aside from Rexplode, who else have you been vibing with for Invincible?
No, I think Mark's a good answer. Mark's a really likable
All right.
character.
No, Mark.
Speaking
I relate to
of
Mark. I
Steven Yeun.
relate a lot with Mark. Honestly, Asian American kid with abusive father. It makes a
and
hit.
Invincible
Are
as
you
fuck.
saying that you see representation in Mark?
yeah, that's insane, right?
Hey! Enough of that.
Yeah,
That's right. This
Quit-
is Trump's
quit
America
enjoying stuff
again.
for
We
a
don't have
reason.
DEI here.
DEI, if they don't look like me, fuck off.
Yeah, and like well there's like the bit in season 2, spoiler alert, where he finds out that his dad's not dead, and he has like this whole monologue towards his dad. I'm like, I've literally said this almost word to word to my fucking biological father, so I relate
Hell
so
yeah.
much here.
Dude,
I-
I'll never forget. Like one of the fucking most brutal. Like that show has some brutal fucking scenes, but nothing
Yeah.
will probably top the subway scene. Like
that whole
Just
sequence
wait.
is just fucking.
I'm excited because I want to see, but dude, like that was intense as fuck. I mean, it kind of matches like how the first episode is, right? Where it subverts everyone that doesn't know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, if you thought Omni-Man's intense, wait until you meet the other Viltrumites.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, holy fuck.
I need to just read this thing. Like I know I should pace it out, but like I really do kind of want to just hop ahead of this.
Again, I'm torn because like honestly, I've liked everything that the Amazon series has done differently, but at the same time, I do get the desire to just want to have the story. With that said, going into some of my favorite characters. For reasons that we have yet to get to, Robot's one of my favorites. His arc is fascinating, we'll fucking say.
Yeah, it's insane the arc that Robot goes on, because he's one of those characters that's in it from the almost beginning, and he's
Yep.
there until almost the very end of the whole Invincible run.
That's what's getting me going. Is that because I love that it's done, right? Like
Yeah.
I love a
Yeah.
complete story. Like I love when someone's like, all right, we have a finish, we have a start, end, perfect. Like I
And
don't.
it has a beautiful ending. It's one of those ones that it'll make a grown man shed a tear.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see because I'm gonna presume we haven't gotten to it yet. Because I haven't seen the massive backlash for it online yet.
All right.
No,
All right.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, and we have not. We've met them though.
All right.
Okay,
Cut
so we
there.
haven't gotten to that scene where it's like, as much as people are bitching about Amber, we haven't gotten to the real
Nope.
problem in Mark's life.
Cut
Okay.
there because I'll probably start.
We've been introduced to the problem, but we don't know what that problem will cause.
All right. So I need to.
All right.
Yeah, I need to start hopping to this.
And that's
Oh,
kind of
my
what I'm
fuck.
talking about, because she mentioned someone else coming, and that's when I'm like, oh, let's go. I'm
Yeah.
ready for
Oh my
that.
god. The rest. Oh man. When someone makes Omni Man look like a bitch.
Yeah. Someone with more powerful of a mustache.
You know what?
than
You know
Aquaman.
what buzzed me out about this conversation is this should be as hyped as we should be for One Punch Man.
Well, the problem with One Punch Man is that they changed studios, and so the animation just fucking
It's
went downhill with the last season.
I didn't
Bro,
realize they did. I haven't watched it.
you haven't
I mean,
watched it
it's
at all?
still good. It's still One Punch Man.
I've seen
One Punch Man is
season
still
1,
fucking.
and I've watched a little bit of season 2. I haven't
Season
finished it.
1 is phenomenal.
Yeah, season
Oh,
1's like
fucking
peak.
God.
It's so good.
Season
That last fight
2,
with Boros is like seared my brain.
dude, oh my god, and I am the biggest fucking sucker on the fucking planet whenever a fucking intro song gets played in the fucking show.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
Oh, God.
every show gets one. You get one fucking shot, and you better not fucking miss that. And I feel like Breaking Bad had it in the penultimate episode, into a fucking I replay that scene. lives rent free in my head for the rest of my life. If you guys, both of you guys seen Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude, just in the bar, he sees
Oh.
them on TV. I forget their names on the top of my head. He sees them on TV, and you
Yeah.
see his face just kind of like, because he had that son, he had the call from his son. Sorry if I'm spoiling Breaking Bad. You guys had years. He's just having that call, it's broken down. He's like ready to turn himself in, sees that, and just goes full Heisenberg. And then you fucking hear the strumming. I actually bought the fucking soundtrack to the show, like a year or two prior to that. So I knew the whole theme song because I've always heard the full theme song, and just hearing the first couple strums of that coming in lightly, and then like just going full in when the police are around. I'm like, dude, oh,
I need to rewatch that series.
I really need to. I'm like itching bad to fucking do that.
I want to so bad. My wife hates it, and it's frustrating. But fuck it. Every so often I keep getting the fucking itch to go back to it.
The fucking theme song, like they said, fuck the intro. Let's just play the entire intro song during the Boros fight. Is absolute peak. The second season of BoJack Horseman, there's like a point of no return. I feel like for the character, where like season 1, okay, like the first couple episodes are kind of but then afterwards they felt like the show was like, oh, what is what we're doing?
Better.
Oh, if you judge BoJack Horseman on that first like the first 4 episodes, you're doing it wrong. Because
to be fair, I have a policy. You get 3 episodes.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, brother.
The fuck
out. So BoJack Horseman felt like the first 4 episodes they were trying to figure out like, is this going to be like kind of like a Adult Swim type comedy, or is this going to be something else? And after the first 4, everyone universally says after the first like 4 episodes, you're like, oh, this is the show that this is going to be. All right, cool.
I'll have to give that a second chance.
Fucking
all right.
BoJack Horseman's like peak to me. Like it's a show that I really want to rewatch, but I don't know if I'm mentally able to. But I do rewatch parts of that because there's just some parts that are just so fucking poignant. But there's like a spot in the second season where it's like you wonder if BoJack's gonna go there, because like BoJack's always like, for the entirety of the show he's like, he's redeemable but he's not, he's redeemable but he's not. And I feel like the first season you're like, all right, I think there's possible, but there's like a point of no return where you're like, okay, this is a character that I just, it really just fucking breaks, and you're like, you can't defend him. And then he has this whole like cool like montage of him going through like driving a certain place, and it plays the whole intro to that. I've wanted to get that tattooed on me, just the silhouette of that, because it's like, ooh, that part just slaps so fucking hard.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I think season 2 is a lot where that season 2 is like, and season 2 or second seasons of shows are where I go, where I'm like, I'll give you 2 seasons if you can't get your shit together by 2 seasons, and I'm already invested. I gotta be invested enough to get to season 2.
Yeah.
But if you can't get it by then you've lost. But season 2 of BoJack is incredible.
To tie it back real quick. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, to tie it back to Invincible, another cool thing is if there's like a side character that you like, there's a good chance that they have like their own like one shot as well.
Nice.
So there's like Adam Eve has her own like short run. Battle Beast has his own.
You even got a prequel Amazon series, which is fascinating.
Yeah, and a lot of characters that we haven't met yet, they're sick. They have their own runs as well. So
nice.
Another cool thing, just going on there.
And real quick for me, to tie it back to One Punch Man specifically, even though season 2 animation wise was a bit of a letdown compared to season 1, the story is still fucking phenomenal.
So it's still, and they did a couple changes were a little bit too much, where I'm like, they could have fixed the pacing, but like that final part though, like it's not nearly a Boros fight. It's not a Boros fight.
But, it's not a Boros fight.
But that like, part where like right where it's like the thing's about to happen, things about to happen, and then he's just like he yells when he yells, and then just like bam, and you're like, that felt good. I wish I could see that in the season 1 studios animation.
I'm one of those people that I firmly believe, I think it works as a 1 season thing. I don't think they should have done more with it.
I'm okay with them doing more of it. I just wish Madhouse was still in charge of doing it.
Well, I just think it works so well as like a satire of like shonen, just in general. Like
Fair.
like it
And
works.
that's
so well
that
as
is still what it especially it still is what it is.
I feel like it loses
but-
that charm once you get to season 2, season 3. It's like, okay,
There
this
are-
is
But you know, here's the thing, because like I follow the manga and like
because I have
Here's-
26 volumes of the manga.
here's the thing. Like, yes, as a gag series, it loses its charm a little bit.
that's where I'm at.
But here's the thing, like the series kind of like goes full circle where it plays itself as a gag, but then it gets you so invested in the characters.
Dude.
It does a phenomenal job as the story continues to progress of just the abject despair of the world they actually live in, of the abject despair of Saitama lives in, of like he is never going to have an actual fucking challenge in
I
his
still stand
life.
by the fucking fact that the fucking fighting game did it fucking wrong. When they had Saitama up there, it should have been you beat him, and instead of a health bar, it should have been a board meter. Like you beat him
that's
so
fair.
much, it goes down. He's like, all right, I'm bored, and loses.
That's fair.
How do you not do that? It's such an easy fucking idea. But sorry.
That's fair. No, I don't entirely disagree, because then it still kept the game competitive as opposed to when he just shows up, you win, effectively. But it is one of those things that as the story keeps progressing, it is so fascinating to see, again, the way that the world starts to shift around to like realizing Saitama's strength and power. Because eventually more and more characters, especially the more important characters, start realizing that, oh fuck, this dude's literally invincible, and is literally powerful, and they're
Well, it's just like originally, it's just like Tatsumaki and Padawans. They're the only one that were like, yeah, this dude's legit.
Well, even Tatsumaki originally doesn't understand how strong he is. She keeps trying
she's
to
just
fuck
a
with
fucking
him.
brat about it, and
Yeah.
then she
Yes,
realizes by the end of
but
season 1.
There's an amazing point they have in the manga where she actually gets to understand the strength and the depth of his power, and it is actually very mature and poignant how they handle it for her character. And there's so many really fascinating things they do. And again, because they do still play the gag of Saitama can literally fucking beat anything with one serious punch, the way they keep escalating the threats and the way that they're like, okay, we're going to keep dangling a true ultimate threat over Saitama is so fucking clever how they do it.
Okay, because that's something I worry about too.
oh
Because
my
I still need to
God.
catch up, but it's like, how many times can you just be like, is this guy gonna beat him? Nope. Is this
Well,
guy
here's
gonna?
the thing, because Garu is the overarching villain for a long fucking time. Like, he is there for an insanely long time, but it is cathartic. Because again, Garu in any other series would be the protagonist.
Sure.
He would be that character that is fighting in order to get stronger to beat the ultimate evil. Except that whole paradigm is flipped on its head because the ultimate undestroyable villain is our hero. And so you have that power dynamic just flipped on its head, and it's told really well. To the point where when we get to how Garu's story finally concludes, it is insane and it is wonderful. And then it gives us the final like inkling into, okay, but how do we finally challenge Saitama? And it's so fucking absurd, and I fucking love it.
I believe
it's
it.
it's so fucking
Yeah.
good.
But I can also see it with Kells too, right? Where it's they wrapped it in season 1. That
Yes,
was such a
if you're
really
an
that
anime
was a,
only 100%.
that was
I
a
get it.
really poignant ending, right? Where it's like this guy traveled here, and he goes all fucking out, right? And the art styles, I still like. It's so cool, like when they do like the pencil, like the colored pencil look, where they go for that.
I mean, even just that Mole Man fight just fucking goes so fucking hard, even though it's just a dream sequence.
But then like he goes through, and then said Tom was like, "You fought well." He's like, "You didn't even try, huh?"
Yeah.
And he's
No,
like, and he like
because-
walks off, and it's like, damn, dude, That was actually kind of hard.
No, it's a they didn't cover it in the anime, which frustrated me. But that was one thing that was really fascinating that they talked about in the manga. The whole prophecy that Boros heard about was about Garu.
Yeah, it was the other way.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even like the whole thing was about specifically Garu, and Garu was supposed to be his ultimate challenge. And so he finally arrives and gets fucking bodied effortlessly by this dude who's like, nah, we had fun, right?
Right.
And it's just like, oh man. And again, that's why I'm like, it's so fascinating the long form storytelling they do with Garu versus Saitama, because in any other fucking manga or anime or anything sort of period, Garu's journey is the hero's journey.
No, I mean I get it, but it can
so
go either
good.
way, especially with how long they're taking to make these seasons though too.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's taken this long. I think they changed studios again. Which
I
is
think they realized
frustrating.
their feedback on season 2 was not as good. But I mean, also though, if it was season 1, people would have taken just as long though, because they do take a long time on their seasons. But for
Madhouse
fair
does
reason.
take a long time, but it's worth it.
Right.
Jesus Christ! Like
Uh,
truly, the only people that don't take an absurd amount of time is Ufotable, and that's because they're weird project management fucking geniuses. I don't know what fucking crack cocaine they're feeding to their animators to always get shit done on time. But considering the insane detail that they have in their fucking works, Ufotable is absurd with what they're able to get it done in a small amount of time.
so
And
April
the
Reese-
live feed at their cubicle with their family held at gunpoint.
yeah. Do you want to see them alive? I'll finish it. I swear.
All right, if you want this fucking Demon Slayer's film trilogy, you got to get this done in fucking 3 years. Go.
All right. Well, we could do part 1, or we could do Demon Slayer movie part 1, part 2, and part 3, and part 4. All right, fuck it. Just whatever you
that's
gotta
what
do.
scared me about Chainsaw Man. They're working on the next season, and there's a movie coming out like concurrently with it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
This could get messy quick.
April had a handful of comments. I'm gonna go through some of them. Do you you reminded me? I need to finish Walking Dead after reading the third compendium. That ending shocked me. Walking Dead is really really solid.
I will say I never finished the Walking Dead comics proper, but I remember you talking about how viscerally different they were. And I remember getting to the big twist with Rick in terms of how they handled his character differently with that. I was like, well, where the fuck do you go with that? And it was fascinating.
I'm glad you think it's fascinating. God damn! I
Perfect
don't
timing.
understand. Oh my god, this fucking it's so frustrating. I do not understand what's going on. Maybe
The
we do.
timing's immaculate.
Yeah, we'll need to try the other place, David. But yeah, no, I think Walking Dead is totally worth the read on that. It's super good.
Yeah, the TLDR of what I was saying is it was fascinating how different the comic was from the show. But I never finished the comic proper.
The
And
comic,
it's one of those unfortunate situations where the show they kind of fluff out a whole lot.
but they're still trying to like. It's oh man, Scott Gimple wrote some of the best episodes at the beginning, and so when he took over showrunner, I was like pretty confident in it. Didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to. So he's doing some of the other shows, but he's like I think he's still like lead runner of just The Walking Dead on TV now, and he's still gung ho about like The Walking Dead's a franchise that'll never die. Like he's like I will continue this forever. Like there's because that's what Robert Kirkman always advertised The Walking Dead to be. He's like the zombie comic that never ends. That's what he always advertised it to be, which is why it was so shocking that it did end, and especially in the way it did.
Yeah, no warning. It just happened.
Dude.
'cause
Yeah,
people had the next issues on their pull list still.
They had-
so it wasn't like
they had fake covers. They had fake taglines on it.
Oh, that's fucking sweet, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you could look like you always like you always look like 3 or 4 comics ahead, and it'll tell you like some tagline on it, and you'll see other. And
yeah.
didn't happen. It was straight up just. It was like I'll never forget that morning where I was like just scrolling through Reddit, and like a new thread popped up in The Walking Dead, and it's like the fucking Walking Dead just ended. I was like, excuse me,
Wait, say that again.
what, dude? This is the last one. It's done. Like it's no more. And I was like, oh fuck, like no shot. And I actually had them digital, so I read through it. I'm like, no fucking way. Like Robert Kirkman's really solid on his visions, right? So the way he said it, which I will stand by and applaud, he's like, The Walking Dead has always been a comic that you could lose the person you love the very next issue, and so I figured, why not do that with the comic? The comic's dead the next season, next issue, you're done. And I'm like, that's
fucking clever. I'll
that
give
is,
him that.
and what's even more clever is that he's always said forever, he's like, I've mapped The Walking Dead to at least comic 300, and so everyone was like, kind of, it ended on 279, and everyone's kind of like, all right, we're getting 300 on the horizon. I wonder what that's gonna be, because there's always some crazy thing that happens at the 100, right? 100 happened with Negan, like for example, and it's just fucking ended. And they had interviewed that where he's like, yeah, once I was started writing, I'm like, this is where I plan to end. Let's just end it. I'm like, good on you, because again, I fucking love a complete story. So shout outs to Kirkman for finishing 2 comics, like 2 long lasting comics. Like, good shit. That's something that you don't have to do. Let's see. I kind of forgot One Punch Man was a thing. Are they on season 3?
Not yet.
Not yet. That's still cooking, and it's been a long time. So, and hopefully not as long. Do you guys have a huge watch list? Because I have a lot of mine. I have a fucking enormous watch list, and Twin Peaks is still like at the top of that though. So
you need to watch Severance too. That new episode was insanity.
Yeah, I have season 1 queued up for the partner and I to start watching. We're probably as it is Valentine's weekend, probably gonna binge that this weekend.
That's a great show to watch with your partner, because it's something that you can both talk about and be like, what the fuck did we just watch? It's one of those.
I need to watch Twin Peaks though. Like,
you do.
It's
oh my god.
Every time I just it's that fucking meme. Everywhere I go, I see his name, right, or see his face, and I'm like, dude, I need to do this, because I swear, every time I find something
literally new, like 90% of what you enjoy, everyone's like, you know what inspired me was Twin Peaks.
Yeah, and it's getting annoying. I'm like, I just need to kind of do it. I don't know. I'm also just.
I mean, the man's dead. You couldn't even watch it while the man was still alive.
I know.
Yeah, I'm a fake ass fan. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm also a little. I'm gonna do it, but I'm also a little hesitant because David saw something pop up.
Dude, Crazy Pepperoni's most recent comment just fucking threw me through a goddamn tailspin. But you finished first.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You know what's so funny? Actually, a second.
Oh no.
I also get a little worried because I'm in that writing mode, right, where I want to write, but I don't want to get too influenced by I don't want to get overly influenced by David Lynch, because
you want to be David Lynch?
I get what you're saying,
right? Because like there's I mean, you could be influenced by him and have like a lot of stuff like that, but I don't want to start like writing about like, here's a weird town. I'm like, hold on a second, I can't fucking say that. But I don't know. I can balance it, but I need to figure that out. I was gonna say, hey Pepperoni, I did the same fucking thing, the same exact thing. And I hated Ponyo.
Yeah, Ponyo is the worst, one of the worst fucking. It's not the worst, but it's one of the worst Ghibli films.
I watched it our school went like on a field trip to the movie theater, and that was like the thing that we watched, and I thought that was trash, and I was like, well, as a kid, I'm like, I'm never watching anything from these guys again.
Yeah, I absolutely fucking hate Ponyo. Porco Rosso is the best fucking Ghibli film, and I will fight anyone on that. And then after that, Spirited Away, if you're mainstream.
David, look,
I love Spirited Away.
Here's the thing.
One of my favorites. So
here's the thing. I've like been, like I said, I feel like there's a lot of things in my life, and there is a lot of things in my life that I've like not gotten to, but I know I would enjoy, right? So like I again, like, go back to that podcast idea. There's a handful of Pixar movies I've not seen, even though I love Pixar.
What the fuck?
I fucked The Lost Dinosaur,
or
The Good Dinosaur. I'll watch it eventually, but
fake fan.
I never got into the Cars movies.
I mean, those are trash, but
all right, Kels is about to fight you on that one.
Cars 1 is good. I like Cars 1.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Felt like it was. I was probably out the age range for that.
Probably, yeah.
I know I've seen it, but I can't recall a single thing about Ratatouille.
Oh,
Ratatouille's cute. I like
need to
Ratatouille.
watch. I need to watch that.
Ratatouille's great. It's not cute. Come the fuck on.
And then I haven't seen some of the more recent ones, like Soul. I love Soul. Soul was really good.
Yeah, Soul was good.
Shout out to Trent Reznor. We never thought I'd hear him on a fucking Pixar soundtrack, but hey. And then I haven't seen what's the one about the girl turning red? The one that you liked a lot?
Turning Red.
Turning Red. What's it? What is it?
It's called Turning Red.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There's no red panda. She doesn't literally turn red, but like, sure.
I don't know. I haven't seen that one, but yeah. So those are some. But yeah, I've seen 3 Studio Ghibli movies. Ponyo, and then what was the one that does that count the one that came out last year?
Sure. Boy and the Heron.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I need to watch that one.
And then Grave with the Fireflies.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck it. That is also
Oh,
a
no.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
Grave of the
masterpiece,
Fireflies
but-
is.
Something to watch if you want to get real sad.
So
real quick.
My partner still hasn't seen it, and I don't dare have her see it until she's.
I
like,
should
in
make
the
my
perfect
fucking
mindset
students
for
watch
it.
that film.
Hey babe, you want to cry?
It's. Oh,
So
you
I-
should honestly like Grave of the Fireflies would be perfect for your fucking students. In all honesty,
Great
I,
historical film.
Yeah, I had to watch that for a college class. It was a college class based off like films from around the world. And yeah, he prefaced that. He's like, if you don't cry, you don't have a fucking soul. Like,
Yeah.
That's fair.
that movie's rough. You can see why they made My Neighbor Totoro to be specifically a double feature to fucking cleanse the palate.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
whole point behind My Neighbor Totoro. Is they're like, fuck, this movie is way too goddamn depressing. What do we do? And so they're like, let's make a double feature specifically designed to like cleanse the palate of
Yeah,
that
So-
last
hey, kids,
film.
you ever seen a cat bus?
So my students, God bless them, we're on the crunch frame. Their films have to be done March 5th or March 4th. And some of them are like not very far in. So I'm like, all right, this next 2.5 weeks now are hell. Good luck. But they're all like, I think like 7 of the 9 or maybe 8 of the 9 are dramas. And so I'm like, all right, guys, we're gonna do one more film in April, like March and April, and be done with it by May. Let's not be the really depressing school. So find me some comedies and let's be a little more lighthearted about things. Because I was like, I'm so glad you guys feel comfortable to like share your experiences, but let's liven up a little bit. Like now, let's do something fun so you can like not feel so like drained by the end of it, right?
And then you showed him Eraserhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy that you haven't seen like the bigger, more mainstream Ghibli movies.
I do.
Yeah, look,
You-
truly.
you have
Like,
an
I was
experience.
expecting
Like
you
no-
to
like
say,
no-
like I've seen Howl's Moving Castle, I've
Princess
seen Spirited
Mononoke or
Away.
something. Yeah.
Princess,
So-
Princess Mononoke.
So I thought David, you would know this about me, and I know Kels doesn't. I have this weird thing where I have not seen a lot of really big mainstream things. Like I've never seen Indiana Jones.
Here's the
Oh
thing.
my
I
fucking God.
forgot that was a
I'm
thing. with
real
you.
pissed
No,
off.
I-
I'm about to get real mad right now.
Yeah, so is my wife because my wife
What the
adores
fuck
those
did you
films.
just say?
So that's
but-
I have this really weird
Okay.
thing where I have just not seen a lot of these things, and which do piss. That's why I don't say it a lot. But I
Ooh, I'm about to spit.
No, here's the thing, real quick. I forgot that was a thing with
Cal's
you.
about to drop a mixtape or a diss track on me.
But like, I forgot that was a
He's
thing with you
crying
as
from
well
his fucking
because I
anger.
have 3 other friends that's the same thing. They haven't seen many movies. They only basically watch what's recommended
So-
to them. So they also haven't seen a lot of the big shit.
No,
I keep
and so-
forgetting you are also in that fucking category.
I have this weird tendency where it's like I fall in my own little bubble, and I don't leave that bubble. Like I know the kind of music that I like. I know the type of games that I like, and I don't deviate from that bubble. Like it's very so like anytime people recommend me stuff, and that's kind of like why I'm trying to open my mind to like video games. I am very much like I like my stuff and I'm stuck in this stuff. So it's more rare for me to like dive outside of that. So yeah, like for a long time I've not seen wait, hold up. I've never seen episode 2 of Star Wars.
Good.
I
Well,
don't think I've seen episode 4 or 5.
okay, that's kind of unforgivable. A New Hope and
I might
Empire.
not
Come
have
on,
seen
man.
I don't know how much I've seen 4, 5, and 6. I remember I like as a kid, I didn't know what the fuck Star Wars like really did. So my dad had the VHSs, and I thought, all right, I
Yeah.
watched this in order, correct? I watched episode 1. I was like, this kind of sucked, and then didn't watch any more of it. I was so bored during episode 1, so I just did not watch the rest of them. Um,
I mean, to be fair, most of the series is mediocre anyway, so
See,
including the original trilogy.
I had the trilogy on VHS, and I wore out Return of the Jedi.
that's
Growing
awesome.
up, there's literally a part of the movie that just would not play anymore.
Yeah, I grew up with the Gold Box trilogy collection set there.
Yeah, I had the blue and black one.
Let's see. I don't know if I've seen any Jurassic Park after the first one.
That's the only one you really need to watch, to be honest.
That's probably fine.
I don't know. Like I can go through my collections and just see the stuff that I've not seen. There's an egregious amount of just stuff.
Homeboy's never seen a Terminator film.
You know,
Oh my god. He's about to say you're right.
I have 2.
Okay.
I haven't seen 2, but I
I
have
mean,
2.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. Two was the only one worth watching.
I know. That's
1 and 2.
See,
1 and
here's the
2.
thing.
One is fine. One is okay. I don't.
Dude, you
I
want
love it
Kels? I blow your fucking mind in a second. Actually,
What's
up until 2021, I never saw the original Spider-Man trilogy.
That's insane too.
That is ridiculous.
So not
Considering we grew up in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I
that-
literally grew up watching this shit. It's like going to midnight releases for it.
not another movie podcast. When I was doing that, part of the ongoing joke with a lot of them like was always making me watch all this shit that because we would do like a Games Gone By style thing, but it'd be a movie every week. And so they made me watch a lot of shit that I just haven't. So like the original Texas Chainsaw and stuff they made me watch. And so I mean I was like that's a good way of getting me to do shit, I guess. Just like, all right, fucking watch this. That's my pick. I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. But yeah, no, there's a lot of shit that I haven't done. Kels, are you a Tool fan?
Not necessarily, but I appreciate some of their
Okay.
music.
So
They have a couple songs that are inoffensive.
Yeah,
just a couple.
I know where the pieces fit.
So if any Tool fan out there is listening, I've not listened to the holy trinity of the songs at the end of Lateralis, which is fucking bizarre. I'm a huge Tool fan, but I've saved those for some reason.
Adrian is the biggest fake fan of like
I have-
fucking everything.
I have this really weird rainy day fund where it's like
Adrian doesn't want to enjoy things until he's miserable
So,
in life, and
no,
then
check
he
this
wants
out.
to speed run
Check this out.
everything.
well, yeah, kind of. But Kentucky Route Zero was a rainy day fun thing for me, where I had the game and I knew as soon as I played because I played the first episode, I was like, I know I'm gonna fucking love this. I'm gonna save this for a really shit day. And eventually that happened, and I'm like, all right, clock it in, let's lock it. And then Tool, like I've listened to pretty much their entire discography except for these really 3 special songs at the end of their album that I've just not listened to. That I'm like, I'm saving that. And I went through like fucking 12 or 13 years for a new album before I even got to those. I still have not got to those.
Man's gonna be like, you know what? I really liked Metallica's discography, but I never listened to Master of Puppets or Justice for All.
It's funny because and actually
Fuck AFP again.
At the while he's gone, just taking it back to Terminator, because I'm still mind blown they haven't watched Terminator as well. Like 1 and 2 are so perfect. You don't have to watch any of the other ones. 1 and 2 is so perfect because 1 sets up so many expectations that 2 just kind of flips on its head and kind of plays with.
So I don't have 1, which is why I haven't watched 2. And I heard a spoiler about 2 that I forgot about until we just mentioned this now. I mean, I still haven't remembered what it was or like some sort of weird twist or something with it. So I'm good on that now. So I'll probably put that in the rotation sometime soon if I can get the first one. I have this weird thing too where and Gore did this so much it genuinely pissed me off was he would say something and then say spoiler afterwards.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah, which would cling my brain to it. So like I'll be off of my own like fucking world. I'm listening but not listening. So I'm playing a game or I'm gonna Overwatch match or something, and I'm not paying attention to a single fucking thing. And then someone will say something, and then here comes Gore with spoiler alert, and I'm like, oh, my brain, what'd you say? All right, lock it. Cool, remembered forever. And so the movie Good Time by the Safdie brothers, who made Uncut Gems, that was a movie I've been wanting to watch, and fucking I forget who spoiled it, but someone spoiled that movie probably like 6 years ago. And I still remember the fucking spoiler just from that one passing comment. I've tried so hard to forget it. Nope, that shit. And same thing with Life is Strange. That got spoiled to me a little bit, but I am fading away from that a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But that's slowly kind of fading away a little bit. So I'm almost away from that. But yeah, Good Time. I'm so bummed because I was so excited to watch that movie. I'm like, motherfucker. And they try like, oh, it's not that big of a spoiler. I'm like, no, I know it is. They're like, all right, well, yeah, it kind of is. But yeah, so with Terminator, I have heard that Terminator 2 is like special in that it subverts a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So I've been wanting to watch it. I feel like I can't just watch 2. I have to watch 1 and 2. So that's
Definitely.
specifically why I have not watched Terminator.
2's great on its own, but you get so much more out of it by watching the first one first.
Right. That's what I've heard. Let's see. Kel's going Ghost Spartan Rage mode. He almost did. I liked Gorillaz, but I never listened to Clint Eastwood or Phil Gooding. See, that's a little more confusing to me because it's like I feel like that's just always on the radio. Like these Tool songs are not singles whatsoever.
Those are the songs that would get you into Gorillaz in the first place.
Right. The Tool songs I listen to are not singles. They're at the very end of a fucking like hour and a half long album. Those are 2 Gorillaz songs that were always there, you know, or always around. So it's like I don't know how I'd miss that, but that's fair. Yeah, Gore does that a lot. That's like, God bless that man, but that's like the one thing that bugged me so much. I'm like, oh, stop saying. And I told them, like, please stop saying that. Like, say spoiler alert first, and I will tune myself out. But saying that afterwards does nothing. Like, it does the opposite effect, where it will just latch onto my brain forever.
See, I'm lucky. I have the memory of like I don't know, something that can't keep stuff locked away.
I have very selective memory sometimes, and I have a really crazy recall for things. So I there's random moments where it's like someone like, hey, I wonder where that person's at, and I'm like, they said they're gonna be there this weekend because it's their birthday, and they're like, that was like one conversation we had like 5 months ago. I'm like, I don't know why I recalled that, but I just did.
Yeah, all the stuff that I remember isn't like important stuff. It's like memes and like obscure like reference.
No, I have a weird elephant memory sometimes where it's like sometimes I'll forget massive things, but like I'll remember a lot of little details. Welcome back.
Hell yeah, Shremex.
I need to go skim through some of these games and see what or movies and see what there is that I have not really dug through yet.
Yeah, I was trying to explain to him that he at least has to watch Terminator 1 with Terminator 2. He can't just.
That was fair.
And that's why I have not. And I was telling him that's why I have not, because I have Terminator 2. I've heard very subversive things about it, so I'm like, I got to do them both.
Terminator 2 is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's great on its own. It's awesome. It's a masterpiece, but you just get a little bit more by watching the first one.
That's fair. And then you watch the third one and go, oh God. And that's why there's no more Terminator movies. Kind of like Highlander. You watch No, it's like Highlander. You watch the first Highlander film and then you go, okay, there's no more Highlander films. There's just the TV series, which is passable, and then that's it. That's all there is. And you ignore the other TV series, Raven, and you ignore the cartoon TV series.
Yeah, you watch Highlander and you say, "Is Sean Connery in brownface?"
I'm not Scottish. I'm Egyptian.
Have you?
Okay, sure. With the most Scottish accent possible.
Have you seen Chronicles
As
of
he
Narnia?
asks a Frenchman what haggis is.
Oh yeah, I've read all the Chronicles.
I've seen one of the movies at one point in my life.
Yeah,
I've
they're,
never. All right, see, there's one. I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
Greta Gerwig is
What?
doing a new Chronicles of Narnia.
Never
Yeah,
seen any of the fucking Lord of the Rings?
Nope.
This bitch.
Yeah.
I think that
Okay,
one. My
so,
excuse was that I want. If I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna watch the full cut, not the theatrical cut.
Oh god.
And
Oh yeah, and that's fair. That's a fucking
I
12-hour experience.
Yeah, I also.
For the longest time, I didn't watch it because Gollum scared the living shit out of me as a child.
You know what? Fuck it. Go back and watch the Ralph Bass.
Yeah, they're so
but
good.
I just finally got
I
books.
mean, worst time to decide to watch them, but sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I already had the whatever.
Dog life. I'm just gonna buy something and never experience it for years. on
No,
end.
so that because there was bootleg or anything. These are like actually sealed movie collections for like the back of his car for like $5 whatever.
Yeah.
Bought. See if I have anything else. I know I have them somewhere. Are they up here? The Alien movies.
To be
Lot of
fair,
these.
series other than Predator, can you say that they've literally weaponized autism?
That one, unfortunately.
Oh,
it doesn't-
complete.
Stop weaponizing my
fucking
friends.
Oh, some friends of mine that had never seen a Predator film before, taking them to that film in theater.
Like, wow, this is what you're bringing us to? Come the fuck off.
Little did I realize that fucking weaponized autism would be a fucking plot point in goddamn Predator, but here we are.
Right.
And the sad part is it was goddamn Shane Black doing it too. It's like, come on, bro, you can do better than this.
Oh well.
You don't understand, the power of autism is so strong. We need to add it to our gene pool.
Imagine just a bunch of fucking predators that are really good at cup stacking.
You know,
You just have this weird obsessive knowledge of fucking train schedules. They don't
Yeah.
know why, but
what upsets me about me is that like I have this backlog of just amazing things I could do, and then I just opt to go watch Joker 2. You know, like
how actually was that? I have it. I just haven't watched it. But
it's not as abysmal trash, some people say, but it's not good in any sense of the word.
I've heard that if you just watch it with the understanding that it's basically like another part of the first film, it's okay.
No.
But no,
It's not even okay.
Okay.
It's like it's two ideas pussyfooting around with being an actual good idea, and then going nowhere, having zero choreography, not having really anything. Like, okay, you want to make Joker a musical? Cool, do it. Did you not know it was a musical?
No, I didn't.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's a musical.
That sounds fascinating.
But no, don't get fascinated, because what you're imagining
I
is
didn't say good. I just said fascinating.
but anything you're even like imagining this could be is just boring and not envisioned properly.
Okay.
Which is crazy to say when you have Lady Gaga in the movie.
You have Lady fucking Gaga. You can do all this like you know, if I say Joker 2 is gonna be a musical, in your head take about 5
With Lady
seconds.
Gaga.
Close your mind, close your eyes. Think about what Joker 2 could be as a musical, right? Is it probably insane? Is there crazy stuff going on there? You have all these dancers, like you can get really crazy with his imagination, right?
Yeah.
No, it's just him singing, walking around jail, and nothing else in the background going on. No, there's no choreography at all whatsoever. Which is like, all right, it's a fucking musical. Like, go crazy, go bombastic with it. They don't. It's really fucking boring. Really fucking boring. No action, which is like, all right, I get that you're not doing that. There's
That's fine. I mean,
one scene of some action that really does nothing. Otherwise, like it's like something happens, and then 5 minutes later, you're literally right back to where before any of that happened. They have that very questionable act happen to Joker at some point in the movie. I'm sure if you haven't heard about it, you'll see.
Seen that.
I hadn't heard about that. No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil that part. And then at the end, they do something which, if the movie was good, might have actually stuck a landing, but wasn't. And then Todd Phillips vehemently defended this, saying, because I was like, this is not a good, like, this is not the Joker. Like, what the fuck? He's like, well, it's called Joker. It's not the Joker. Except when you look at the script for the first one, it says the Joker. Just really, like, it's genuinely, like, if they wanted to go crazy with this, like, I get that people are like, oh, it's a musical, but it's like they could have gone crazy bombastic, but Todd Phillips just felt like he had like a bunch of money he wanted to burn and just wanted to piss off a lot of people that liked the movie, which is like fair, right? It got a really weird culty fan base in a weird way, but did not do it correctly at all whatsoever.
Yeah, because like the first Joker film was interesting. Like it wasn't phenomenal, but it was interesting.
Yeah, but it got those weird people that were liking it, you know. So I felt like he just wanted to piss them off a bit. And decided to make a musical, which is like, cool, get weird with it. No, doesn't get weird with it. It just gets kind of boring.
What a missed opportunity.
Yeah, fucking Lady Gaga. Like, for fuck's sake,
Yeah.
do something. Do something. No, it doesn't.
Anything.
Yeah, it's like that stick.
She has not had great luck with acting roles, let's be honest.
No, A Star is Born is fucking incredible.
I haven't seen that one yet.
You should. That one's incredible.
Yeah, and see what a Crazy Pepperoni said. That's my main issue with the first Joker movie in general. Is it's a movie that's only good because it rips off and pays homage to like actual other good movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Todd Phillips really just kind of got away with the IP, and got a bunch of fucking money to make a second one, which did not need to happen. And someone I remember watching a video kind of on it where it's like a lot of this like COVID panic happened where people were like, oh shit, people aren't going to movies. Quick, greenlight a bunch of unnecessary sequels to movies that people really loved. Everyone liked Joker, right? All right, sequel. And it's like
highest grossing R-rated movie.
Right. And it's like you didn't need to do that, but people wanted the money because they were panicking because of COVID. And here you are.
If only Joaquin walked off of that set before filming.
He was a lot of the drive and want to do that too, but it's like, bro, you didn't do anything with it. Like Lady Gaga had to carry so much of that shit on her back, and even she couldn't because that script was hot trash.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Good luck with it. I wish I spent time watching other movies like I should have, but I wanted to see what was so bad.
Sometimes you just have to take a deep whiff of the fart to make sure it's actually a fart.
Yep. And that's what I do be doing sometimes. I go to the movie theaters. I'm like, all right, let's see how this is going to go. I'll see you in a couple days, Captain America.
I have tickets for that on Thursday. I'm very scared.
Same.
I forgot that was already here, honestly.
See you on Thursday. I also have tickets. I'm not scared because I'm pretty much expecting it to be hot trash. Not trash. I'm going to say a solid 6 or 7 out of 10 probably, though. Which is unfortunate.
Hot trash. Well, actually a 6 or 7.
6 or 7, which, I mean, like, in MCU of, like, 2019 and pre,
that's a travesty being a 6 or a 7. It's the world ending. MCU's done for.
Man. You know what, though? I think Kevin Feige is kind of on the same boat. Let's just get past Captain America, please, for the love of God. All right, Thunderbolts looking pretty solid. Fantastic Four is right there. Let's just get past. We spent too much money. Let's get past this already. God bless them. I can't believe they're gonna start filming Avengers in what, like, next year? I think they said.
Yeah, I've seen that. So it really makes me wonder the timeline.
Dude, that's fucking nuts. Like, we have zero connections whatsoever. I have no idea what the fuck we're gonna be doing with this Avengers movie.
Right.
Rebooting.
Not this one. Whatever.
Really?
No, I like Secret Wars afterwards that might get rebooted, but
Secret. Oh, fuck yeah.
No, we got Doomsday.
Fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about it. How do we like the Fantastic Four trailer though? I think it looks great.
I thought we talked about that last week.
Yeah, if
Did we?
didn't, I think it looks great.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
I vaguely remember you saying that dumb joke. You see what people think the plot's gonna be, Kels?
I've seen a few things. I have my own opinions.
What do you think?
I've seen some people say that I guess Franklin's gonna be born in this movie, like she's gonna be pregnant with Franklin, and
Yeah.
that's why Galactus is there.
Yep.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, which I think's really interesting because if they're gonna jump to that, before we even get Doom, we get Franklin.
Fantastic.
That'd be
Fantastic.
so fucking
Well,
insane.
Fantastic Four first steps.
That's true too. That makes a whole lot of sense. It could be a double entendre because I was thinking like first steps into Marvel Universe.
First steps on the moon. First steps Marvel
Yeah.
Universe. First steps for Franklin.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
And then you look at the
Never-
trailer, and there's just ways that what's her name walks, just a little like kind of waddly, and it's like, yeah, they
Like
edited
her
that
hips
out.
are wide.
Yeah, they edited
Yeah,
that
she
out.
got baby bearing hips.
Yep. We talk about it on the podcast. That's fair.
Well, it's better than Howard the Duck getting people pregnant. So
One day we'll get a new Howard the Duck. It's gonna happen.
and he's gonna get his dick wet. Watch.
Hell yeah.
Don't ducks have like really fucked up dicks too?
Yeah, they're like a corkscrew.
Shout out to Darcy. Jesus Christ.
They're also
King
necrophiliacs.
What was your theory, Kels?
I was thinking it was gonna be like, I don't know, because there's a lot of things going on. Like, my whole theory was they were gonna get into the MCU because Galactus is gonna pretty much eat their known planet, their universe, so they have to.
Yeah,
get
they're gonna
away.
like hop over.
Yeah,
You
just find
know,
a rift in time. Because like I don't expect them to bring in Franklin this early in the first movie, but if that's the way they're gonna go, I can see it. That kind of makes sense.
I think it'd be too. I think there's gonna be some sort of caveat where they get rid of Franklin, but then that kind of takes away. I don't know, because this seems like a really cool, wholesome kind of cast, right?
Right.
But then it just kind of bums me out because I'm like, you're gonna either kill his baby off, not kill a baby off, but like separate him probably somehow, and you're gonna go to the MCU, and I'm like, this world looks cooler. Can we just go back to this one? They're like, no, just love them in the MCU. Fuck it, they're depressed and angry too now, or no, sorry, they're gonna be goofy because they're gonna have
Well,
a
I mean,
funny
honestly, I would
punchline.
like that if they do make it to the MCU and like they're amongst the doom and gloom, but they are like the happy-go-lucky.
Would
family.
they? But that's what kind of throws me off. Are they gonna be happy-go-lucky when they just lost their entire universe?
I mean, I feel like
With
you can
Marvel's
still-
writers?
I mean, I feel like you can still have that that wonderment to it amongst the doom and gloom.
I hope so.
'Cause
Because
I mean, Reed, especially, Reed's always been kind of portrayed, for lack of better. I think he even diagnoses himself as autistic in the comics.
Yeah, he
Very-
does.
He's
watch out for
very
that.
much,
Watch out for the aliens and the predators.
Right. Exactly, the predators are coming for Reed.
Galactus be sniffing that out right now.
Oh, that's why he's coming.
Yeah.
Coming for-
Galactus 2 has a thing for weaponizing autism.
Gee, I can't believe that happened. It's so funny.
And like one of the big turning points that Ultimate Reed becomes the Maker is because he proposes to Sue at her father's funeral because he can't read the situation.
Hey,
So I
everyone's
think-
here. We should do this right
You
now.
know what would make this day even better? A fucking wedding. Let's.
David,
How
did you
we
do that?
married.
Would I do that?
No,
You-
you
you
were just
what?
at funeral.
You was at a funeral. Did anyone get proposed?
No. We're
Unfortunately.
still waiting to find a time to like propose for the rest of our family that still doesn't know we're wedded. 'Cause we still have like a good chunk of my family and a good chunk of her family that doesn't know we've been married for like almost 2 years now.
I love
That's
that.
awesome.
I haven't told my mom that we got another cat. I'm just gonna probably drop it on her like around Christmas time. Like, hey, we have another cat. And she's like, what are you getting another
You got
cat
another
for?
grand cat. Here you go.
Yeah, I'm like, we had it for a year. We just didn't want to tell you because obviously 5's a lot. You know what's more than 5? 6.
You're not wrong.
You can't even see him. He's been here the entire time. You cannot see that void. Hold up.
Just blended in.
I didn't realize he was still up there. Jesus Christ.
He is a true void.
I saw him hop up there earlier, and I thought he moved away by now.
No, he
he's
blends
just a
in
sneaky little
so
baby.
perfectly. You cannot see him whatsoever. All right. So we have no.
But yeah, so that theory aside, it's fascinating because it. Go ahead.
I said I think it looks sick.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I'm gonna just run that pun into the ground. But the pun aside, I think it is interesting that we're continuing the trend of them being like, look, you fucking know the origin stories at this point. Let's just fucking move on. It's something that I kind of wish would become more common with more Marvel properties, where we just continue to skip the origin and just be like, look, just here they are. They're established. We don't need to keep seeing how they begin as heroes. Just show us them as heroes.
Right. I really enjoyed. That's one of the big things I appreciate about this new Spider-Man run.
Yeah.
We didn't have to waste a whole movie on his origin. We just kind of hit the ground running.
No, just hey under ruse and in he comes.
Oh my God, so perfect.
To sidetrack really quick. My student who's been playing Cammy really wanted the classic skin because he keeps seeing Punk play, and so he just messaged me on Discord. He said, "Finally got the classic Cammy skin. So proud of myself."
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, he's about to take his training to the next level.
Hell yeah.
Nothing says fucking the hard grind quite like butt floss thong. Let's go.
Yeah, somehow she's able to do all this acrobatics with just like this thing on. Street Fighter be
She has
crazy.
free range of motion.
Yep. Anything else we got on the agenda? We're wrapped up now.
I pulled some shit up and now I gotta find it again because we went on so many side tangents.
Yeah, we never even talked about the state of play or made any guesses.
Yeah, we didn't make any predictions. I suspect. No, I don't think we'll ever get anything Bloodborne. Just full stop. I don't.
I really
think
want to see some more from Ghost of Yotai. I think.
Yeah, we'll get some of that for sure.
Yeah, well, I suspect this will also be the first time we finally get like some official shit about Xbox shit on PlayStation.
We didn't talk about the fact
Master
that
Chief Collection.
we almost got a lot of us got PTSD from the PSN outage.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I've seen so many people bitch about that on Facebook.
I saw people do that, and everyone's like, "Why is everyone all beat up?" I'm like, "Because last time this happened, it was gone for like 24 days, and we all lost our data." They didn't say shit this time again, like last time, and everyone was a little worried. I saw someone make a fake PlayStation post where they were doing the whole apology, and at the very end, they're like, "The hackers somehow put a copy of Concord on everyone's PS5, so sorry about that. We'll figure out how to deal with that later on." So yeah, that game, it reminds you of that how Apple put that U2 app on everyone's iPod way back when. Yeah, they probably needed to put a copy of Concord in every PS5.
Probably comes hard downloaded.
Yeah, I probably would have just maybe helped the game. We don't even know if that would have helped. David, what's your thoughts on DMC? The Emo Boy one.
I fucking hated it.
Okay.
Fine gameplay wise, like it plays like Devil May Cry, but as someone that was like so deep into the Devil May Cry lore that I read the books and watched the anime, it was a fucking atrocious spit in the face of everything that series had built up.
But will you watch the new anime?
Yeah, I'm excited for the new anime. Everything about it is screaming people that actually fucking give a fuck about the source material. So
yeah, and the part that makes me most excited is that he said multiple times before, over and over, the creator, that he wants to do Berserk.
Oh,
so God, please let this man pop off on Devil May Cry, because I'm pretty sure it's the same people that did Castlevania as well.
It is,
and so he's been saying that he's been wanting to do Berserk since doing Castlevania. So I'm hoping. Keeping the
fucking A. Like, we have not had a phenomenal adaptation of Berserk ever.
I like that original run that they had.
The original 90s anime was fine.
Yeah.
It glossed over a lot of things, though. And that's been the unfortunate thing, is like every adaptation of Berserk either has been shit or has hyper glossed over things. Like, even I love the fucking Berserk Dynasty Warriors fucking game, but even that game glosses over one of the major fucking story arcs because they're like, you know what, we're gonna adapt a lot of things, but maybe we don't include the whole fucking town of child murder, and maybe we don't include the rape horse. And I'm like, you fucking cowards for not putting the rape horse or the child genocide in fucking the Berserk video game.
That makes me think of Drakengard.
Yes, how dare you not put Drakengard in my Berserk?
Drakengard's just fucked up, dude. It's so fucked up. How did Nier fucking come out of that shithole?
But yeah, I'm hoping DMC pops off, and I hope it's good. Because like David said, I'm a big fan of the original games, and even like I really enjoyed 5 too. So I'm hoping we get news on 6.
Yeah, 5 honestly was a real banger in a lot of ways.
I'm a big fan of the newer editions. I like Nero as a character. I like all the new stuff that they're doing.
Agreed. And honestly, 5 did a lot to like loop in a lot of the extended universe stuff, properly acknowledging Tony Redgrave as the alternate personality of Dante, and even actually having the fixer for Dante that is the one that actually gets him a lot of the missions, because he was only really a thing in the books, and actually putting him in the fucking story was fantastic to see. Yeah, it was a fun respect. Also, how can you not love a dumb, cheesy anime style opening that just glorifies action and smoking while underneath being like, by the way, don't fucking smoke because of us. Okay, thanks, bye. It was so fucking dumb, but so wonderful.
Kels, have you played To the Moon?
No.
Do you care to ever play it?
Probably.
Okay, you can take your headphones off for like 30 seconds. So, I like taunting the student I made play To the Moon just because we had that kind of relationship, right? And so I started like just reminding them about the game when they got mad at me. Like, stop reminding me about that because that game like broke them. And I played the Rivers theme on piano for them, and they were like, no. I look at the comments. David, did you know that song doesn't have a final note?
Really?
It doesn't have a final note because of how the game ended without the final note to them to each other.
I did not know that. That's fascinating.
I was like, you motherfuckers. Yeah, it goes through and it ends before the final note plays that way you would imagine it. And so yeah, because they never had a final note together.
Fascinating.
Like, you motherfuckers. All right. See if he hears. What a game though, dude.
Oh man, one day.
That game is so fucking tragic, dude. I swear. Like, again, there's no game. No game has ever made me cry. No game has ever made me cry. But that one, I swear, there's like some days where I'm like, I swear, if I played that game right now, done.
I'm so sad my partner couldn't get into it. I get why she can't get into it. She didn't grow up with the pixel style games, and so there was a massive disconnect from the art and what was going on. So I kind of get it, but like, man, I wish that she could have gotten into that one more.
The revelations are fucking nuts, dude. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. All right. Anything else?
I'm going back through my stuff right now.
Maybe a wrap here now.
I think so.
I thought there was like one. Hold on.
Holding.
There was like one other story that I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, but I think I may have been lying. Yeah, as I'm scrolling through, there actually really isn't anything that's like hyper fascinating. The only thing that I see here that is kind of a thing is Old Man Yelling at Clouds, of one of the original creators of Diablo, talking about how modern action RPGs are shit because you level up too much.
Fuck them. All right. Well, that was the Blue Ridge Podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone who's watching. Sorry, this connection's still not working out. I do not understand why, so we'll try other things, but I don't know if that'll resolve it. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see. But, yeah. David, send us out.
Fuck the police.
Just can't get anything new. Whoever said this podcast was fantastic. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah. Go read One Punch Man.
Read One Punch Man.
And then, or you know what? Fuck it. If you're not feeling down for that, just go read Dandadan. Just full stop. Go read Dandadan.
You know what? And if you're feeling like you're in a mood for something happy, go read No Longer Human.
And then go read Dandadan. And then go read One Punch Man.
I'll try both.
Hey, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Man.
All right.
Always Dandadan.